screwed up downtown over on the connector, 75, 85 north and south, just all volume. And also that stalled motorist over on 20 eastbound around Panola Road, exit 71, clearing from the central lane, but delays remain. I'm Veronica Harrell, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly sunny today, high 78, clear and cool for tonight, lows in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 76. Friday, mostly sunny, morning low 52, afternoon high 73.
It's 80 in Norcross, 79 in College Park, and 78 in Hiram. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. Me, I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Haessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I saw you buying tickets for not one, but 2 nights of Fred again here at State Farm Arena. I know you're ready there, Eric.
I have a few enemies that I want to punish. So, yes, I am forcing them to go see.
You got places to be.
That concert by the guy whose name you keep saying like I should know who it is, but I don't.
You will know his name in the next 2 years.
How am I going to know it? Why? Because I'm going to be listening to modern pop radio and I'm going to hear his songs?
He crosses over a little bit into there now.
If he doesn't cross over into the music played, but when leaving the football game to go to commercials, I'll probably never hear him. That's the only way I hear modern.
What if him and Paul
pop
McCartney?
music.
What if Fred again and Paul McCartney had some kind of collab over the next couple of years? Would you listen
Paul
to
McCartney.
Fred again. You would say, "I adore you."
Paul McCartney has had a few duets and features and stuff over the last few years, and I've not heard any of them. I'm not really interested. I saw one about a year ago. He got together with some dead guy. I listened to that one, but other than that, usually I don't get together. I don't listen to his.
2 dead guys.
Yeah, 2 dead guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the new
This makes me
burger
think of-
joint, isn't
Yeah,
it?
2 dead guys.
Sorry.
This makes me think Jared's going to bring up, like, if we were in the 80s and he was like, Frankie says relax. You know?
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
You're going to know him. You're going to know his name.
this.
He's
It's
so
never.
good.
It's never. Hey, listen. I'm sure he's great. Listen, it's State Farm 2 nights in a row. My understanding is he's bringing 2 laptops. Like he's not playing.
He
is
brings a
not
band.
playing.
Come on, he brings a
He's
band.
got 2 laptops and a band, and the laptop tells him first, and then the laptop tells the band what to do. But the laptops, can he do a show with Sans laptop? No laptop in sight.
Freddie and the laptops.
Actually,
Freddie
he
and the
can. He can. He actually
He can do it a cappella?
He can really do it without a laptop. This
Well,
guy
I'll
is
tell
so
you what.
talented. I saw him at Bonnaroo. He's impressive, and he adores you.
I wish I could live much longer so I could see his, when the remixing of the 50th anniversary Fred Again albums start happening. But I won't be here.
Fred
I will be-
again.
Not
It writes
again.
itself.
All right. Well, I don't know. You could play some stupid piece of music on the way in or out, and I'm sure I'll dislike it. But I'll give you a moment. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will like it. I have to be open-minded about these things.
I think you'll like it. You like a lot of what I like to call chill step or very chill house.
I like 21 Savage sometimes, but
Okay.
I don't seek him out.
Okay.
It's just that whenever I've been around and his stuff's been on, I've gone, that's a little better than normal.
I would say Fred Again's not close to 21 Savage, but we'll
You know,
play
like
some.
George.
No, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
21.
I heard a bunch of his stuff one afternoon, and I said, that's
Is that a
pretty good
rapper?
stuff.
Is that a
Yeah,
rapper?
yeah.
Well, the problem is 21 Savage, Tim, would be to hip-hop and rap what Nirvana is to rock, like the
Okay.
last interesting thing that happened in the movement. And the problem with hip-hop and rap right now is they can't seem to move on from what 21 Savage did. And everything sort of sounded like that for a while. And for the first time in the last 6 months or so, people ain't buying it. So
And
we need
remember-
to see what's next. Perhaps it's Fred again. after
Or
21
maybe 22
Savage.
Savage.
22 Savage is currently doing a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Remember, 21 is on the Drake side of the Kendrick Lamar-Drake feud.
I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
I
that's
didn't
the
know
dangerous
that,
side.
and the reason that I didn't know that is because I absolutely don't care about that. I'm not on any.
21 Savage again, 42.
This is
Yes.
when
Yes.
we get
Collab.
into just like super groups will kill rap and hip hop the same way that it killed rock and roll. I'm sure.
What about Fred Savage?
Fred Savage is a fine.
Wonder Years?
Well, he was on the Wonder Years, but he also directs television, I believe. Many.
It's Always Sunny.
Yes, It's Always Sunny episodes. So, and didn't he get in a little trouble with the Me Too crowd? I feel like he got a little bit of a.
I don't
He might have
think
been. I think he was mean.
Oh, he was
One
just
of those
mean.
guys that was just mean.
Meaning he was paying you money for something as a director, and he expected to get what he wanted,
I
or
think
you weren't
so.
going to leave the set, that kind of thing. Used to be called professionalism. Now it's called mean.
I think.
You ever see a documentary on Stanley Kubrick and what he was doing when making these movies? I mean, the guy wouldn't even be allowed to exist these days.
What he did to Shelley Duvall.
Well, I don't think she says that. I think that's other people who are saying that.
No, she says it.
At the end of her life, she said she respected him and she was glad that she worked with him and that she wouldn't
Well,
change it.
she
That's
could
what I
s-
thought.
Maybe she's just forgiving.
Hey, whatever. We got the shining out of it. You know, listen,
Yeah,
these
I'm not
actors,
complaining. I'm just
these
saying.
actors and actresses exist for us. They don't exist for themselves. If they have to,
Oh, is that what? Okay.
yeah, that's how it works. They are kind of like martyrs to their cause of art.
Now dance.
It drove her crazy, so crazy that she did Popeye.
Well, with the same
I love
director.
Popeye.
With the same director. No, that was Robert Altman.
Yeah.
Popeye. That's right. I've never
Stanley
seen
Kubrick
I've
directing
yeah, can you imagine?
It would have been interesting.
I was thinking of Nashville.
I eat me spinach.
Because she's in Nashville as well, but so are a lot of people. But is that movie as terrible as I've never watched?
Popeye?
It. Yeah, I've
No.
never watched.
No, it's
Nah,
actually
you're
better.
not trustworthy.
Why?
Because you like
the
kinda-
music is written by that guy that's that has such all the cute music. The puppy song.
Marilyn
and
I'm just,
shoot.
you know, what,
She'll-
I right now, I want my listeners to suffer, so I'm just gonna let Autumn go until she figures out the
You're
name.
being such a jerk.
Just whatever, because we're gonna bring it up. No, the person's, the guy. He's not really.
No, I thought that I had
He
it,
wears
and then-
shirts
Guy
and
with
stuff.
the thing.
Whatever. You've never been. You're there all the time.
He's always wearing shoes. Come on, you know who he is.
It was trashed when it came out, and I
Yeah, I
didn't
remember
like
that.
it when I was younger, but I've watched
Harry
it since,
Nelson.
and it's good.
Okay, everybody talking about me. That Harry
Yes,
Nelson.
thank you. See, you've been there. I was there just now. Give me a break. I'm a little sick.
Are you a little sick?
Yes.
Are you a little under the? This was Joe Biden's excuse after.
Oh, is that what
after he said he was?
I got Joe
feeling
Biden
good.
brain.
He had a cold.
I had
That's
a
all.
cold, a little bit of a sinus.
You've been traveling all around, too.
Better now. Hey, I'm gonna win this.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna. I think you're gonna be the next president of the United States.
Damn right, pal. It's good.
You stop. What's the thing now with the new Bob Woodward book? Which, by the way, it looks like it has, like all Bob Woodward books, has some like headline type things in there. But it's
Headline
not.
grabbers.
It's not really what I wanted. Like, okay, Bob Woodward, you were in there deep inside the Biden administration. You didn't think, hey, I'm going to let people know who was actually running the country for the last 3.5 years. The cognitive abilities. What were people saying around Joe Biden? Instead, we get that Trump has talked to Putin 7 times, which he says no, since the election.
It was
Which
6.
this whole thing, this comes from the intelligence agencies. The idea, their whole mixed up, backward, idiotic idea is: if we don't like you, we don't talk to you until you meet XYZ demands. Then we'll talk to you. And then what happens is the other side doesn't meet XYZ commands, which, by the way, is what the intelligence agencies wanted the whole time because they want to keep status quo. And so we just never talk. So we've never talked to Putin in the last 2.5 years, while 1 million people from both sides died. Yeah, and these intelligence people walk around like, oh yes, this is the way to do it. Because if we talk to
Textbook.
Putin, then the next big leader will decide to do something that we don't want him to do. And then meanwhile, the next big leader decides to do that anyway. So the idea that Trump has been talking to Putin, I fail to see what's terrible about that. Number one, he's not the president of the United States, so he can't do anything for Putin. Putin is a realpolitik kind of guy, so I can't believe a couple of years ago he thought in 1 million years Trump would have a chance of coming back into power. To be honest with you. That's one thing I do agree with Trump on. I just think these leaders just be talking to each other all the time. all the time. They have nuclear weapons. They have the lives of all the citizens of the planets, all the citizens of the universe, all of the citizens
Like
of
a
the planet.
presidential book club or something?
I would have a large table, and like once a month, they all have dinner together.
Yeah.
This is what I believe.
That's what the
Go and drink
UN
the
is
tea.
for.
The UN is so that corrupt officials from other countries can live better here than they do there. That's for
okay.
the most part what happens at the United Nations. There's a lot of corrupt politicians in the world, but most of them don't get to eat at fine New York City restaurants the way that UN representatives get to. So it's a cozy job for an ambassador to a dictator, but they don't really do much besides that. So I would have the whole thing with Kim Jong-un. Where did it go? I don't know. Are we any worse off? I would have all these people.
South Koreans did have a little
The
bit.
idea, in this Bob Woodward book, when they're putting together all this other stuff that's coming out, the thing that shocks me, it doesn't shock anybody, which is apparently at some point at the beginning of the Ukraine war, most of the people in the White House thought that there was at least a 50% chance that Putin would use his nukes. And yet they went forward anyway.
That's too high.
They made the decision that who rules the Donbass region of Ukraine was so damn important that even if we think that there's a 50% chance he's going to use nukes, it's worth it. Who are they speaking for? Who in the United States, before the intelligence agencies got everybody to change to the Ukrainian flag on day one and all that kind of stuff?
Kyiv.
Go back like 3 months before the invasion. Who in the United States, if you laid it out to them, we have intelligence that tells us that if we do push back on this, there's a 50% chance that Putin will use his nukes. Should we poke at him? How many Americans would say yes, absolutely? What was this for? Oh, it's over who rules the Donbass region of Ukraine. Where? Who? Which is all you need to know. This is about them in the intelligence agencies and their aspirations. It has nothing to do with you. I don't know anybody in America who would have said 3 years ago, yeah, let's poke this guy, when your intelligence agencies think there's a 50% chance he'll use nukes over this.
That 50% that he won't, though.
That's true.
That's what you're hanging your hat on.
Damn straight.
That's half a chance
Let
that
me-
he won't blow everybody up in the world over Ukraine.
Maybe they had like a,
But it's a good thing we stopped him because it was not Ukraine, it's Poland next. Before you know it, Putin is marching through Paris. Yeah, that's not the domino theory, number 2. Hey, are there a lot of people alive who bought the first one? How about the hippies flying their Ukrainian flags who now believe in the what? The domino theory. What, did you fall asleep for 40 years?
Maybe the intelligence agencies have something like the ESPN predictor. It's like the Putin predictor where it goes
Yeah.
up and down, 49%,
Yes, yeah.
51% chance. Maybe they were just like, oh, it's a little bit below 50% now.
As your president, I would not pursue one single policy that had over a 2% chance of causing a nuclear war. And I still think that's rather high. That would make me a bit of a daredevil. There's a 50% chance he'll use them. Yeah, well, you know what, damn it? This is important. I say we move forward.
If you said Don boss to me, I would think you meant like a mafia boss. It'd be like
Yes.
the Don.
Yes, he
boss?
must be stopped.
What?
He must be stopped if we're going to save democracy.
Don boss.
Donbass. Nobody knew where the hell it was. It doesn't
Still
matter.
don't know.
Well, it's in Ukraine and it's in Eastern
Well, I knew
Europe.
that.
It's two states, Donetsk and Luhansk.
Lukansk.
Yeah.
Lukansk. But anyway, that's beside the point. No one seems upset about that. They're all upset that Trump took calls from Putin.
It's a historical.
Hello, Vlad. I got some great under the radar COVID tests.
Oh,
to
yeah.
send your way.
And that whole thing. What's the story there? So I think Trump is saying that he didn't give any COVID test.
Don't tell anybody about the COVID test.
According to the Woodward book, Trump sends a screening test or something for Putin's personal use to him. And Putin says to him that's why this sounds made up to me. Putin supposedly says to him over the phone, don't tell anybody you did this. And Trump supposedly says, yeah, well, okay, fine, I don't care. And then Putin supposedly says back to him, no, I don't care, don't tell anybody because they'll go after you, not me. Nobody cares
You're
about
my
me.
best friend. I wouldn't want to get in trouble.
It's like, am I believing all this stuff? And Bob Woodward, while you were there, could you find out who was really running the country for the last 3 years? I have my notions. but I can't know.
Did you believe anything he said after he sat by Bill Casey's deathbed?
He writes page turners that are nonfiction books about Washington, D.C. and the government. It's hard to do that.
And John Belushi for some reason.
Yeah, well, then he did a few. He did Wired and a few others in that. But he's a good writer in that sense. But I believe that was on the Iran-Contra thing, right?
Yes.
And William Casey, who nobody remembers, basically started the CIA, when it was called the OSS, I think.
CIA's got a better ring.
It does. It has a better ring. But so he was kind of there. And Bob Woodward, in this book that he wrote in the late 80s or early 90s probably, he says that he was standing at whether he was in hospice or something. He couldn't speak or anything anymore. And he claims that he asked if the government knew about all the Iran-Contra stuff. And he says that he just smiled and shook his head. He has no evidence whatsoever. There's no documentation of it whatsoever. You just have to believe that, I visited him and that's what happened. And so the thing is, I read that book at the time, and it may have been full of crap, but it was a good read. My point is, Bob Woodward is a good writer of books. If you're not somebody who likes to read white papers all the time, and you're interested in so he knows how to use the personalities of Washington, but it's like a documentary filmmaker. He's gonna show you the evidence that his worldview is correct. That's how documentarians are. I mean, I made a documentary film about Driving and Crying. That's just a rock and roll band. I can tell you, I could have made 4 different movies with all the same footage, all the same interviews. I could have taken 4 wildly different paths for what I wanted to convince the audience of, and I took the one that I wanted to take. That's true of all documentarians, whether they're doing stuff on Big Pharma or Little Pharma or
the Menendez brothers,
the climate, the Menendez. Well, that's not documentary. That's kind of a.
I think there's a documentary coming out
They have
after.
both on there
right,
now.
Yeah.
right. So the Menendez brothers. So you can always find enough evidence to make your argument, and that's what Bob Woodward does. He's making his. I guess he just hates Republicans. Is that what
He's a
don't know.
Republican.
That's what he claims.
Yeah.
That's what he claims. But he doesn't seem to.
Rhino.
Has he written any good books about Republicans, about how great they are?
All the President's Men.
Oh, that was good. That treated Nixon pretty fairly.
Sure.
Yeah, sure it did. He never got caught up in that sort of thing.
Wings.
Kamala shared her thoughts on the Bob Woodward situation with Stern.
Wait, first of all, if we go to Stern, I just want to get to the softball questions.
Right.
I don't care about the answers. I'm interested in Howard Stern and what happened to Howard Stern, who, my understanding is, does he tell her that he can't stand watching somebody play her on Saturday Night Live because this election is too... Howard Stern, who used to show up in blackface as Clarence Thomas on his TV show all the time, made all of his money that he now doesn't want to lose based on not caring about politics or whose feelings he hurt. What has happened to this guy? Do you have this question here?
I have the softballs about talking about their workout routines and stuff like that. So here's this first one here.
When you ran for Senate, it was bittersweet, right? You won, which is great. But you said I ate a whole bag of Doritos that night. That's your thing, Doritos?
Oh, I love Doritos. It's original nacho, but let me just tell you, it was a family size
I do too.
bag.
Wow.
She's stealing my act. What's next?
But
Circus
you're in good
peanuts?
shape. Were you like
I work out
nausea?
every morning.
Did you work out this morning?
Every morning.
I did.
Where did you work out?
On the elliptical at the hotel.
Oh, they bring one up to your room?
Is he out of his studio? Is he like somewhere with her? Because he doesn't sound.
I know, I couldn't, and it seems like that everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if the audio was just bad that day.
There's
You're
a
in
little
the
bit.
hotel.
Hold on, I want to. This one.
jumping jacks?
George
I
told
love
me
jumping jack.
that there was one where he said he couldn't stand watching her being made fun of on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right.
What you've taken on is extraordinarily difficult. And I mean, do you feel the pressure of the moment in the sense that, like, when I met you out in the hall, I said, I'm really nervous because I want this to go well for you. I want it to go well for the country. Even when I watch them on Saturday Night Live with the where they have Maya Rudolph playing you, I hate it. I don't want you being made fun of. There's too much at stake. I believe the entire future of this country right now. I mean, as America, land of the free,
What
home of the
happened?
brave, I think it's literally on the line.
I agree with you.
And when I see them, how did you react to this stuff?
What happened to this guy? It's two things that we should ban political humor, I think is what he's saying, because this is too important.
No satirization.
This is too important.
Will you
No satirizing.
love me, Mommy. I need you to love me. Mommy, will you love me, Mommy? I love you.
Will you love him?
you so much.
Howard, what happened to you? What are you trying to get into heaven after your past?
Yeah, I know I'm going to get into heaven here. Let me ask you the real questions, okay? Because I want you to do really, really well. I don't like you know who I don't like? I don't like Donald Trump. You know, he used to come on my show all the time. And I loved him back then, and we'd have broads and chicks come in here in bikinis and stuff, and he would, Anyway, I feel bad about
I
all
remember.
that. And
I loved your show back then. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a weird place back then. So what I want to ask you right now is, what are you doing to try to keep SNL from making fun of you? I don't want anybody talking about you. I don't like. Look, there are a lot of memes going around. I don't really know what memes are because I don't, ever look at anything online. But
Right.
There's a bad meme. Look at in a sense, do bad memes make you upset? Because I cry when I see memes about you.
This is too important.
Yeah, I got a lot of cats. My wife, we rescue dogs and cats. Well, I don't like dogs, but we rescue cats. The wife I keep prisoner in Florida. I don't let her go anywhere unless I get COVID. Yeah. Why don't you wear a mask?
Maybe that's why the audio is weird because of the hurricane.
Yeah, I thought about wearing a mask because I don't want you to get COVID. I don't know where I've been. So anyway, why are you so wonderful, and what are you going to do to Twitter and all these horrible things when you become president?
Yeah. Well, I think it's important. I think what you're saying is important. I think what we're doing is important. I love Doritos. Yeah, Doritos are important.
Doritos are your thing. Do you like Cool Ranch? Do you like Cool Ranch or those ketchup flavored ones? I got some ketchup.
Nacho cheese.
Have you tried the ketchup flavored ones?
No, those are only.
This is great, guys. This is great content.
It's good
so
stuff.
What's your favorite color?
Okay.
What's your favorite color? Because that says a lot about a candidate.
I love a lot of colors.
Rainbow. I love the rainbow. You know why I love the rainbow, Vice President Harris?
Inclusive.
Because the rainbow to me says that everything I did prior to 2015 could just go to hell.
Yeah.
Because look, I was in a weird place. I'm sorry.
No, okay. Go ahead.
You're speaking. Remember that?
No, I remember 2019. It was a very important year. It was only, what year is it now? 2024?
No, 5 years ago.
23, 22, 21.
I'm not good at
20.
math.
So 5 years ago. Wow, can you believe that?
You look amazing. Look at that suit. You got a power suit on. You're going to be the best president.
I work out every day, every morning.
Why? Let me ask you this question real quick.
Every morning.
Why was Joe Biden going to be regarded as the best president we've ever had until you?
Well, he's a very important individial. Okay.
And so with
He's
it,
been in
the whole
politics
time he's
longer
just
than.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No. What?
In a sense, did you get to this place in your life because of your father? In a sense.
Well, in a sense, all of us got here because of our fathers.
Right. Robin. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't let Robin in on this interview because it's too important. I don't want Robin messing it up.
Oh.
She might laugh.
What do you guys feel about
she's very important, but this is also very important.
Shut up, Fred.
What about the middle class? How do you guys feel about the middle class?
I was also raised by, I was very poor.
Were you? Yeah, you were not very poor.
I grew up in Roosevelt, Long Island. It was a black neighborhood, and they made fun of me all the time.
Yeah.
I deserved it.
But you got back in the 90s with all of your humor.
I know what you're talking about.
That's very important.
Here's a guy that's just, copying everything I do. Next thing you know,
now we're going back to that, right? Yeah, well, I'm not kissing Kamala Harris's ass, so I'm not copying everything you do, Howard Stern.
Gwinnett County is growing, and so could local transit options. This November, you have the chance to vote on the Transit SPLOST referendum. If approved, it could fund up to 75 transit projects like new microtransit zones and an airport shuttle. Before heading to the polls, get informed about Gwinnett's transit referendum at gwinnettcounty.com/yourride. Your vote is your voice. Make it count. Paid for by Gwinnett County.
Looking for a simple, fun, and fast way to win money on sports this season? Underdog Fantasy is the app for you. Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine, and I can tell you I am already loving the Underdog Fantasy app, especially this past weekend with Bama, Tennessee, and Michigan all getting upset. But where I found success was with Sunday Night Football. All you do is choose higher or lower on your favorite player's stats to win 1,000 times your pick'em entry. For example, I had Justin Fields going lower than 185 passing yards and Dak Prescott going higher than 255 passing yards. That actually happened, making me a winner. Making picks on Underdog Fantasy is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app like I did, or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code MOTO, like Yamamoto, Moto, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 years or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
All my life I wore contacts with no problems, and a few years ago my reading gave out and I started having to wear reading glasses. After a while I got frustrated and I went to see Dr. Ashraf regarding my options. Instead of LASIK, I opted for laser optics procedure. Believe me, this is amazing. Most of my day I do not use any glasses, even for reading. As an added bonus, my insurance covered most of the cost.
Hi, this is Dr. Ashraf of the Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm proud to be one of the first physicians to offer the laser optics procedure. This procedure uses LASIK technology to improve your distance vision, but also helps to restore your reading vision. As a matter of fact, most of my patients are able to read a menu or see their phones without the need for reading glasses. So if you can relate to Bill's frustrations, come see me and see if you're a candidate for the laser optics procedure.
If you would like to learn more about the procedure and find out if you're covered by insurance, visit Atlanta2020.com. That's Atlanta2020.com.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort. Coveted brands like De Beers Code of Origin Diamonds, Mikimoto, Roberto Coin, fine Swiss watches, and so much more. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort today.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top story. The outer bands of Hurricane Milton are now lashing areas near Fort Myers. It spawned a number of tornadoes today. The catastrophic Category 4 storm is just hours away from landfall in Florida.
We're prepared, but we're bracing for landfall sometime probably late this evening.
Governor Ron DeSantis says they pre-staged hundreds of resources, including power crews. National Hurricane Center Director Michael Brennan explains that Hurricane Milton will create many dangerous situations.
So a large area is at risk of seeing devastating wind impacts, widespread power outages, structural damage, and that could lead to a very unsafe environment after the storm.
Milton is currently less than 150 miles southwest of Tampa with winds of 130 miles per hour. A Fulton County judge today dismisses a petition demanding Governor Kemp investigate 3 members of the state election board over alleged ethics violations.
I am not persuaded that the petitioners have a clear right to require the governor to investigate and hold a hearing based on a private citizen's complaint.
After the ruling from Judge Ural Glanville, the plaintiffs say they will appeal. UGA is teaming up with the FDA to test dairy supplies for bird flu. It was detected in U.S. dairy cattle for the first time this year, prompting concerns about the safety of the country's dairy supply. Pasteurization appears to kill bird flu, but because some people prefer non-pasteurized products, the virus is a growing threat. 10 million pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products are recalled because they may be contaminated with listeria. The meat is from Bruce Pack out of Oklahoma, but was shipped nationwide. FDA says the listeria was discovered during routine testing. The ready-to-eat meat and poultry items were produced from June to October 8th. So far, no illnesses are reported. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And in the 24-hour traffic center this afternoon, here is Ashley Frasca.
Hey, good afternoon, Bill and everyone. We've been seeing evacuee traffic from Florida as early as yesterday morning, and that continues to be the case through the heart of the city. Heavier than normal on 75-85 northbound all the way up into Midtown. Construction delays on 400 North trying to get past Windward Parkway, where crews have been working in the right lane, and also thinking that's evacuee traffic making 75 northbound a little more crowded than normal, headed up through Marietta and Kennesaw. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly sunny today, high 78. Clear and cool tonight as temperatures fall to the mid-50s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 76. Cooling down on Friday, even with the sunshine. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the low 70s.
It's now 77 degrees in Snellville, 78 in Canton, and 79 in Palmetto. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Heavy rain is
severe storms have impacted our area again. How did your roof hold up? Hi, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. I recommend you schedule a free roof analysis with my roofer, Findlay Roofing. The Roof guys. Check your attic, ceilings, drywall, and chimney. Any dripping water, wet spots, or water streaks? If yes, think of Findlay first. Get peace of mind with no obligation and no charge. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Scott Slade here. You know, when we talk about our health, I think it's pretty important to talk about what's most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put it off. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 678-369-0202. That's 678-369-0202. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, Atlanta's engagement ring and wedding band destination since 1939. Why? Hand-picked diamonds that just shine brighter at a value that can't be beat. An unbelievable selection of engagement rings and wedding bands. And because we've been jewelers for generations, we can bring your dream ring to life with full custom abilities. So when it's time for the next chapter, come see Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939, D. Geller & Son, in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Do you ever wonder if you can truly trust the people servicing your home? Ashley Frasca here to tell you about Ragsdale Heating and Air and their plumbing and electrical services. They've been in my home for years, so I trust them and you can too. Take up to $1,700 off and get low monthly payments for a new Carrier home comfort system through October. With that, Ragsdale's own 15-year parts and labor warranty at no charge. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust. Online at ragsdaleair.com or give them a call. Ragsdale and Carrier, turn to the experts.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AquaGuard comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at aquaguard.net/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Yeah, whatever happened to Howard Stern? Listening to that softball-laden interview with Kamala Harris. And then Tim Andrews, of course, immediately in the text thread throws in Howard Stern as Clarence Thomas in the 90s. And I'm just say, I'm watching this thing and I'm laughing. And I just thought, should I keep that to myself? Should I act like, no, the world's... That piece is hilarious. There is nothing wrong with that piece. It's edgy. A lot of people aren't going to like something like that, but it was hilarious. And so I just have to say, the 90s were better. We were actually more enlightened before we got this enlightened, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Because now we're academically minded enlightened. We're enlightened by the sociology professors, the people you never want to have a beer with. Then we were enlightened in the way of understanding that jokes are jokes, and they're supposed to make you uncomfortable. And really, there's nothing better than a joke that both makes you feel uncomfortable and makes you laugh, and then you're uncomfortable laughing. That's almost about the best one you can do. It's not a call to action. Humor is not a call to action. Humor is a reaction. Humor is a mirror held up to society, except it's kind of a funhouse mirror and distorts things. And so I'm just going to, I don't think that somebody could try to cancel me for saying that I liked something, but I will just say this. 2024, you're wrong, which makes you, 2024 Howard Stern, wrong. The 90s weren't the greatest time in the world, but we had that down. People understood what humor was and didn't think that humor was a call to action or you declaring what you thought about the world. You're just going, now, if we said this about that, that would be funny. And that was the entire end in and of itself. And I miss that, I have to say. That Howard Stern, I laughed at. He was entertaining. This Howard Stern, I don't think anybody should be making jokes about you on Saturday Night Live. It's too important. That guy, I got nothing for.
Even she's got a better sense of humor about it. She goes on to say, I appreciate the Maya Rudolph character.
Sure.
She's worked hard on it.
Yeah, she probably thinks he's kind of weird. It's like, dude, we get it. You did some blackface in the 90s you're not proud of, but now you're bending over a little too far to go the other way.
Maybe 2025 will be better, guys. Maybe it'll be the start of a new
maybe he'll just retire and get the hell out.
I'm going to go back to doing my old shtick. Okay.
Yeah.
Get Billy West on the phone. We got the ghost of Marge Schott coming up.
Remember
Jared over there.
Chris Farley, when Newt Gingrich became the first Republican House Speaker in 40 years, he would do a bit where, because Newt Gingrich was always talking about how the first 100 days we're going to get all this stuff done, contract with America. And so the joke on Saturday Night Live was they would just put stuff in front of him, he'd stamp it and go, passed, and the next one, passed, go. Keep. And so I think the first day of that Congress, Newt Gingrich invited him to play Newt Gingrich. And it was basically the Saturday Night Live bit, and it was as funny or not funny as the Saturday Night Live bit. And I remember Howard Stern going after Chris Farley saying, don't you understand? You should never be playing footsie with the political leaders. That's not what humor's about. I mean, he just went all the way down. And now we get this Howard Stern. I just don't think anybody should be making jokes about you. This is too important.
Maybe he did the Cat Williams thing, Maybe he's having to, like, before he wasn't a part of it, and now he is, and he has to, like, do whatever they tell him.
He didn't have any weird hidden secrets because he never left his apartment when he lived in New York,
right.
and he certainly doesn't really leave that place in Florida.
I don't think his secrets aren't secrets. He's totally public, and he's just embarrassed about the stuff. But that stuff in the 90s and the 80s is the stuff that made you the money you don't want to lose now because it was entertaining. And I just watched that thing, and I'm sorry, the calendar is not going to change my mind. It was funny then. It's funny now. It's edgy. See, that's the way humor is supposed to be. You know what? I'm really not into that kind of humor. That's what people used to say. I'm not really into that kind of humor. They didn't say, oh, only a white supremacist would laugh at that. They just said, so it's edgy humor. And some people don't like edgy humor. But that's what it is. And it was funny then. It's funny now. And I'm not letting the calendar change my mind. I hadn't seen that bit in probably 30 years.
Oh, come on now. I think new Howard asking questions like this about the workout routine. Come on, this is good right here.
Yeah.
Nice. How long do you go on the elliptical?
Like, that's enough for me. Let's do word of the day.
Word of the day.
Quandom.
Oh,
What?
It's not.
Sycophant.
Quandom.
That's Howard's word of the day. Our word of the day is
Quandom.
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 That's not
Like quantum.
It's a quantum
Like I used, like my boyfriend didn't use a quantum.
Get a quandom,
Vinny.
Quandom.
Adjective.
Quantums. God.
Adjective. It is things that once were, things that formerly were. I think I have an example sentence in here.
Okay.
And let's get that from Word Daily. In the last few years, retro roller skates regained their quantum popularity. So the popularity they used to have. That's what quantum is.
That's a good example.
Well, I got to give it to the Word Daily people. I didn't come up with that example.
They about knock you over in the park when they skate by you now.
Are you out in the park all that often? Are you dealing with these young ruffians?
Well, I'll be like,
He's talking about the Word Daily people are out in the park.
That's my fault.
No, I'm talking about the example of skates, like the skates coming back, because I'll be walking or running through the park, and these skates will just zip right by me.
Yeah, are the people on the rollerblades again, or the old-fashioned 70s?
I'm seeing both. I'm seeing skates and rollerblades.
Remember that joke about rollerblades? We can't tell anymore. Hardest part about well, we'll leave that to people. That's all right.
I wrote that joke.
And now I'm sure you disown it. So
now,
how long do you go on the elliptical?
Oh, stop. All right, the host has to use that word of the day
Quandom.
In a natural and organic way before 7 p.m.
Let me ask you one more question. Do you like to wear Spanx?
In a sense.
In a sense, you like the elliptical.
Let's do this.
I mean, we all need a little help.
It's time for studies, surveys, and polls on the von Hessler doctrine.
Why does he just quit? He's got all the money in the world. Are people still listening to that
I
show?
got a lot of wigs I got to pay off.
Why are you eating for breakfast Raisin Bran? I read.
Okay, all right.
Do you have a problem with your colon? Do you have a problem making a BF? Tell me all about it. You know, Donald Trump eats KFC.
How's your
all day.
digestion?
You know what? I understand that not every show wants to tackle the fact that we're $35 trillion in debt and sleepwalking into World War III. But if you're going to choose to have the people on who are in those positions, I don't give a damn what they eat for breakfast. I think Sean Cassidy in the 70s faced harsher questioning from 16 magazine. We got his favorite color and what he wanted for his favorite breakfast, but I believe he was pinned down on where he stood on the Middle East crisis.
Why are you eating for breakfast Raisin Bran?
Okay, but
Well, it's got 2 scoops of raisins. That sun. I just love that
Does it
sun.
really have 2 scoops? I mean, there could be a lot more.
I have often, I've sat with Joe and, we poured a bowl of raisins.
Does he like to count the raisins? He dumps it
Well,
out.
we took
he counts
out
the raisins,
every
right?
raisin and we said 1.
Hey, did you ask
and
her
I would
if-
say, and he would say 2.
Did
and
you
I'd
ask-
say 3.
Did
and
you
then
a-
we'd lose count.
Did you ask her if her husband smacked that lady at camp?
Why is your husband considered to be such an ally to women? I mean, I look up to the guy. I look up to the guy. He's a
Did
guy.
you hear that he smacked this lady? It's like because he thought she was hitting on
I
somebody
don't
else.
deal in misinformation, okay? Now, you love your husband. Now, you love his daughter. She's an activist. I'd love to have her up here. God, get her. Oh, wait.
No, you
What's
don't.
that now?
You're the good Howard.
I'm
Come
the
on.
good Howard. So why do you have 2 scoops of, in a sense, a cereal that's made in Battle Creek, Michigan?
All right, I think we had enough. We've had enough. We've had
Well, we
enough.
reach across the aisle.
Why
One
not
scoop-
oatmeal?
I'll scoop your raisins, you scoop mine.
She's being racier than he is.
How's your gut health? I mean, you're making
let
one
me
a
give
day
you a
or
high
2.
five
You're
for
making
Activia.
right, Activia. That's good. My wife Beth.
I
when,
take a probiotic and
my
a
wife-
fish oil supplement.
My wife Beth. She's very regular.
Yeah.
Rob. No, I didn't let Robin hear me.
So it costs money to listen to that show. Are you telling me that people pay money to listen to him ask
yeah.
Kamala Harris about how
Raisin Bran.
Raisin
Why are
Bran?
you eating for breakfast Raisin Bran?
You're eating raisin.
There's no way that's helping XM Sirius's bottom line. It's not possible.
No
Why not honeycomb or blueberry?
We got studies, surveys,
Tricks.
and polls to get to.
Honeycomb's a great snack. I love honeycomb just dry.
Did you
I
hear
have
me?
some cereal that I like dry and not wet, with milk.
Yeah, we're going to do studies, surveys, and polls when we get back.
I love that. That sounds important.
When news breaks in Georgia, Rockdale County residents are still under a partial shelter-in-place order across the U.S.
Most of Florida's west coast now under a hurricane or tropical storm warning.
and around the world.
Israeli tanks rumbling into northern Gaza for the 3rd time since the war began.
We've got it covered.
We'll have a shelter in place from the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Atlanta Motor Speedway opening up for hurricane evacuees.
Israeli airstrikes at a mosque and a school.
Check back throughout the day for the latest details. 95.5 WSB.
Gwinnett County is growing, and so could local transit options. This November, you have the chance to vote on the Transit Splosh referendum. If approved, it could fund up to 75 transit projects like new microtransit zones and an airport shuttle. Before heading to the polls, get informed about Gwinnett's transit referendum at gwinnettcounty.com/yourride. Your vote is your voice. Make it count. Paid for by Gwinnett County.
Dave Baker here for Air Quality Systems. If you haven't had your heating and air ducts cleaned in the last 5 years, you need Air Quality Systems. They'll come to your house and clean all that gunk out of your ductwork. That's all they do. They won't wash your siding. They won't clean your carpet. They'll just professionally clean your ducts to the same standards using the same process that they use to clean at UGA, at Children's Healthcare, and at other major hospitals in the metro area. You'll get upfront, all-in pricing over the phone, and your ducts will be clean. Simply go to airqualitysystems.com and breathe easy.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Scott Slade here. You know, when we talk about our health, I think it's pretty important to talk about what's most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual Imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put it off. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 678-369-0202. That's 678-369-0202. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
The 27th annual Motul Petit Le Mans arrives at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, October 9th through the 12th for 4 days of world-class sports car racing and fan activities. Strap in for the 10-hour IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season finale and round out the weekend with a Fox Factory 120, Experience Corvette, BMW, Lamborghini, Lexus, Ferrari, Porsche, Audi, and more. Kids 12 and under are admitted free with ticket and adult. Get more details and tickets at roadatlanta.com.
When I get home, I want you.
All right. I demand either a study, a survey, or a poll, and I want it now.
What about a collection of polls?
I suppose. Why can't I just get what I want? All right, fine.
Well, it's an average of a bunch of polls.
Okay.
If all the polls are in front of you, and you had to pick the average.
Ah,
of them,
what a selection.
You have all of them presented right in front of you. You get it.
Feel like I'm king of the world.
King
They're
of the
all
polls.
dangling there in front of you.
Dangling. We don't want
Yes.
that.
Yes. What's wrong with a dangling
Well,
pole?
at
Dangling
first.
pole's not
A
good.
dangling pole was the best kind of pole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready for action, as they say.
Oh, if it's dangling, it's ready for action.
Well, yeah, because it means you're at the beginning.
Okay.
And there's
And
potential
you have
there.
Potential.
Sure.
Thank you. There's
Yes.
potential there. This man
Listen,
knows nothing about
Eric,
dangling
he doesn't
poles.
know what we're
I know.
talking. He doesn't know this life.
No, he doesn't. He does not know this life. You know what it is?
No.
He's just an old-fashioned, missionary position, boring,
Vanilla.
vanilla accountant type. That's what's going on there. I'm not going to apologize for being
Almost 9
interesting.
o'clock, honey. Let's get this over with. And I need to get to bed.
The Real Housewives get-together is on at 10, so come on. All right. What do you got?
Real Clear Politics has got their latest average in Pennsylvania, big swing state.
Big swing state.
Right now, Harris only has, really, it's less than a point, honestly. It's 0.08% lead.
I am going to say something here, and I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong, but at least I'm admitting I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I think that probably bodes well for Trump. Because I think a lot of people maybe don't tell. Maybe we found this out in 2016, like the polling didn't pick it up at all. A lot of people don't necessarily. A lot of the MAGA.
they're off by about 2 points.
A lot of the MAGA
in
types they're not the most giving. Like somebody calls them on the phone and they want their information. They want to know things.
Who the hell are
What?
you?
How you go to hell? You just go to hell. Whereas, like, the academic types are, yes, sure, I'll have you know that I am on the right side of history, and these are the reasons why. Because I believe this, I believe that. I mask up before I take a bath every single night, and I blah, 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 blah. In this house, we believe in science, blah, 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 blah. The MAGA people are like, stop calling me.
And this survey, can I also make a contribution to PBS as well?
Could you do that? Could you do that for me, please? So I think that it's interesting. I'd said this before. I think in Michigan a couple weeks ago, whatever. I think it was Virginia. I don't know where it is now, but a couple weeks ago, she was only up by 1, and that's pretty much known as a blue state. So for all of this media hype about how everybody is just going gaga over the joyful vibes with a Z, that kind of joy, joyful vibes of the Harris campaign, I don't know how much of it is actually hitting the ground. Because I read a story today about how some Democrats are starting to get in touch with them. So their internal polling in some of these states, Michigan, Pennsylvania, some of these swing states.
The Rust Belt, yeah.
The internal polling sometimes is completely out of whack with the public stuff. And these are Democrats doing this polling, and they're getting in touch with the Harris campaign and saying, hey, you need to do more here if you want this state. Publicly, there's a couple of polls where publicly she's up by 1 or 2, and then the Democrats are polling inside that state themselves and finding out that she's down 2. So if you were to believe all the hype of the media over the last month or so, shouldn't she be up by like 6 points everywhere? I mean, given so the fact that it's that close. Listen, this guy is, all the court cases, the whole January 6th fallout, he is who he is and the way he speaks and blah, blah, blah. And this is still basically statistically a tied race.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder if he's just going to win this thing in a landslide. It really makes me wonder. I'm not predicting that he is, but it seems to me that given all of this supposed energy, she should be showing at 2.5, 3 points ahead of him in a lot of these places. And in the important states, it's just not happening.
Yeah, the polls in 2016 had Trump down 2 points nationally in a lot of the swing states too, and then he ended up overcoming.
Right. And then in 2016, nobody saw him winning.
Right, exactly. So
that was, by the way, was an electoral college landslide, I believe. Didn't he get over 300?
He did. He got over 300, but it
and
wasn't.
They didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And don't tell me about the popular vote, because that's not the game. I don't understand.
I'm
why does anybody talk about the popular vote? That would be like saying, well, we won the first 3 quarters, we should win the game. No, that's not how it's done.
Tim Walz is not a fan.
I'll tell you what, if there was a 5th quarter, we would have won that. Well, there isn't a 5th quarter.
We got more yards.
Tim Walz is a coach, and he doesn't like.
I'm a coach, and we got all the yards and a knucklehead.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
This is another thing. I saw that article today where Tim Walz, I guess in the was it in the 60 Minutes interview or someplace, he was saying that he wants to get rid of the Electoral College, and people talk about this all the time. We want the popular vote. I'm done telling people why the Electoral College was an ingenious idea that protects way more people than it hurts. I'm beyond that. When he gets out there and says we need to change this thing, he leaves something out. This is how cynical. Like, I know the people I'm talking to don't know a damn thing about the Constitution. You need a constitutional amendment to change the Electoral College system. Has anybody talked to the American people about that, what that is, what it takes to make that happen, why it's so rare? It's a very difficult thing to do.
Well, he's just a knucklehead, so.
Yeah, I'm
a knucklehead. don't worry about old me.
But imagine that cynicism. Like, I'll bring it up and I'll stop there because I know most of these stupid kids probably think if I get elected, I can change it. They don't know. They don't know that, would have been around almost 250 years. How many amendments are there? 27? These are and 10 of them came in one fell swoop. So we've really only had, 17? In 250 years? There's a reason for that.
The next 4 years, we're going to get 20.
Is that what's going to happen? No, it doesn't. My point is, that's how cynical they are. They'll bring it up like it's a campaign promise, knowing that most people don't know that you would have to amend the Constitution to make it happen. That's sad.
Critters? Creeping? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care. And that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, you're wrong. Dave Baker here. At Ben Hill Renovations, deck building goes on year-round. Whether your existing deck is old, rotting, and unsafe, or you just want to upgrade your outdoor living space, now is the perfect time to get the ball rolling. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com. Better yet, go to their showroom, speak with the designer, and see all that they have to offer up close. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
I've been reporting on our traffic for decades. I can assure you, wrecks will happen. Oh, I've seen them. And insurance will try to pay as little as possible. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. When bad traffic leads to a bad accident, get a great lawyer. I recommend John Foy & Associates, the strong arm. If you're injured, don't try to take on the insurance companies alone. You need John Foy and his army of lawyers to fight for what you deserve. There's no cost until they win. Call for your free case evaluation. JohnFoy.com.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top story. Hurricane Milton is already making its presence felt in southwest Florida. It spawned a few tornadoes near Fort Myers. The powerful storm is edging closer to making landfall on Florida's west coast.
What we're looking at is a storm of the century.
Tampa Mayor Jane Castor says no matter where Milton lands, it will have a major impact. Landfall expected between 9 and 11 o'clock tonight. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the state is ready to restore power as soon as the storm passes.
We will have over 50,000 linemen that are pre-staged in the state of Florida. As soon as the storm passes, they are going to go to work. And look, if you are in the path of this storm, you are most likely going to lose power. So just prepare for that. Know that that's something that's likely to happen.
The National Hurricane Center says Milton is a catastrophic Category 4 hurricane and will be extremely dangerous when it makes landfall. As Georgia farmers recover from Hurricane Helene, Senator John Ossoff teams up with Republican Congressman Austin Scott seeking agricultural disaster relief funding.
There is the risk of not just deep but lasting damage to Georgia agriculture, our number one industry, if Congress fails to act swiftly.
The money would support Georgia farmers, growers, and producers to help prevent deep and lasting economic damage from Helene. It's now 80 degrees in Atlanta. Sunshine is in control for us. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A Fulton County judge today rejects a lawsuit by Democrats demanding Governor Kemp investigate the state election board for ethics violations.
Judge Earl Glanville says the law requires formal charges be filed against a board member before the governor is required to act.
Not just a letter by the citizens.
In dismissing the case, he says plaintiffs have no standing to demand the governor launch that investigation.
There are a number of bodies that could take up the mantle of this particular issue that you've raised.
He says that could be the Attorney General or even the Inspector General. Attorney Wayne Kendall rejects the ruling.
We think it's
improper and wrong.
They plan to file an immediate appeal. At the Fulton County Courthouse, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Payroll glitches continue for some DeKalb County school teachers, but WSB Steve Summers is live now with how things are getting better.
Yeah, Bill, it's kind of a perfect storm, if you will. A new payroll computer system plus a new HR staff that's still training has equaled over and under payments, with some DeKalb teachers getting nothing. District 7 board member Dr. Joyce Morley says all those problems at HR are no excuse.
I don't care what's going on. Nobody wants to hear that their darn paycheck is not in the bank.
But a new report shown to the DeKalb School Board shows things are getting straightened out little by little. Teachers getting no pay went down 36% between mid and late September pay periods, and the number of pay corrections, that is, over and underpaid teachers, that's also down. The district hopes to have everything back on track by the next paychecks coming up September 30th. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia's Attorney General joins the lawsuit against TikTok. Chris Carr is joining more than 20 other states who are urging a Tennessee court to enforce its order, which requires TikTok to produce relevant evidence in its multi-state investigation. The group's looking to determine whether or not TikTok is violating state consumer protection laws and possibly harming the mental health of children and teenagers. UGA wide receiver Colby Young is suspended from the team indefinitely after his arrest this week on charges of battery and assault on an unborn child. While not speaking specifically on Young's case, Georgia coach Kirby Smart admits finding an answer to the recent rash of player arrests is not easy.
I certainly recognize we got to do a better job. But it's hard. It's hard on our staff because we got really good kids.
The Bulldogs coach says he wants his players to make better decisions off the field, and he takes responsibility for that. It is now 4:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts now with Ashley Frasca.
And starting off with the trip time, trying to head home into Ackworth. About 30 minutes now on 75 northbound between Delk Road and Wade Green. Sluggish the entire way. You've got delays through Sandy Springs. 400 northbound, trying to head up to the North Springs MARTA station. And 85 north, not as bad as it could be yet, but volume increasing up to Beaver Ruin and still very crowded both directions of the downtown connector. Checking the ride on 285 in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. Andrew Seco.
Seeing a little bit of extra stoppage in and around the Cobb Cloverleaf. Debris just cleared out of the right lanes from the outer 285 westbound right at exit 20. Elsewhere, seeing the worst of it in and around Spaghetti Junction. 285 east and west looking really tough, merging into 85 north. Delays on the inner loop stretching all the way back to the perimeter pretzel, and you were slowing and going all the way to Buford Highway in Doraville. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Epwards. Clear skies this evening, lows falling to the mid-50s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, breezy, high 76. Cooling down on Friday, but staying sunny. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the low 70s.
Right now, 78 in Villa Rica. It's 77 in Scottdale, also 77 in Sewanee. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB. Well, my goodness, hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Why are you eating for breakfast Raisin Bran?
Boy, I tell you what.
Are you regular?
When you run for president, you just got to answer the questions.
Those are tough questions.
Tough questions. Tough questions.
I mean, regularly, I am pretty regular. There are times under stress
Yes, of
that I get a little bit on your right.
And then we're finding out in the new Bob Woodward book that Joe Biden just swears up a storm.
Hey, you, pal.
Hey, whoa, hey. Hey,
look.
And we're on the radio.
Smack you around a little bit.
There's no need to be, you know.
Maybe get a liar.
What?
Whoa. You're a liar. You know what I said? 18 out of 19 people who work for that are liars.
Wow. There's no need for that sort of language.
Look, pal. Maybe come here for you.
God, apparently.
Meet you outside. What does that make you, fatso?
That does nothing but just drops the F-bomb all day long.
That's what he was saying about Marjorie Taylor Greene's weather machine, too. F her for that.
Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman of Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. They're controlling the weather.
Yeah.
It's beyond ridiculous. Yeah. It's got to stop.
Oh, stop it.
That at the end is when he loses me. I mean, it's hard. Make fun of her, but come on.
Yeah, it's just the idea that there's... Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine?
He doesn't have nothing to say. And that's why he just said, okay, just stop. Because he doesn't have, because he knows the real truth.
Does he really believe? I mean, we're supposed to believe that they believe that people's minds are being changed. And all of a sudden, everybody's believing that there's a weather machine that is causing these hurricanes.
There is a weather machine.
Okay, that's fine. That's what you
called
think.
HARP or whatever.
What I would say is,
That's right.
you can go on and talk about that all you want. I don't think it's highly effective. I just don't think that
Well, it sure is
swathes of
doing a good
people.
job getting all these Republicans not able to vote with their ballots washing away into the wherever.
Where are they going?
They're washing.
Where are they?
They're washing away down the river or wherever they go, tributaries and the
Yeah, we understand how the whole
the water cycle.
What's that? Sorry, sir.
Gotta stop.
George doesn't like the bleeps on one of those, so I was going to hit it again. But
Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's got to stop.
So I'm saying, it's like, why even respond to it?
He could make a joke about it, which he's capable of doing.
Yes. Yeah, just mock it. But
Yeah.
this hand wringing of, oh, people are believing the weather machine. Anybody who was going to believe in the weather machine was never going to vote for you anyway.
Trying and voting for Alex Jones. He's the only one.
Right.
I'm writing him in.
Right, exactly. This idea that intelligent people on the fence are like, I don't know, once I found out about that weather machine, that government weather machine that they've got, they're using lasers to calculate that thing and calibrate it so that it just goes straight up through MAGA country. Well, that was...
See,
I'll tell
y'all
you,
heard it. He said it.
That was
Jared, isolate that and play it on a loop because he just said it.
You got it, Marjorie.
I mean, that's what bothers me is that this, and I'm sure the CNNs are the same way, and the MSN. Oh, it's so dangerous. Is it dangerous? I've heard people tell me all kinds of nonsense my entire life. Is it dangerous? A lot of people listening to me still believe that there's something interesting about the Bermuda Triangle. There isn't. Is it dangerous? There have been nothing. The Bermuda Triangle, there's nothing different about it. Many people think it's a death trap. Is it dangerous that people think that? George doesn't believe there were dinosaurs. Is that yeah, maybe. I don't know. But
they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
That's not dangerous. They're eating all of it. They're eating the dogs and the cats.
Well, at least they're clean platers, right?
Well, they don't discriminate against pets. So, I mean, look, I like that part.
What about
of
the cockatoos?
The cockatoos and the cockatoos, everything. They're eating them all. The gerbils, the hamsters. And don't forget the guinea pig, the beautiful guinea pig.
Do we love the?
We love the guinea pig, but not roasting
Guinea
on a
pigs
spit.
are a delicacy in other countries.
Well, not here. They're not. They're lovable and they're cute.
How much of a meal are you going to get out of a hamster?
You got
Not
to
a
eat a lot
hamster,
of
a
them.
guinea pig.
You got to eat a lot of them.
Or gerbil. Yeah, guinea pig, you got some meat there, but...
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's substance to a guinea pig.
You're going to
especially
grab
if
a
you back it
hamster
up.
off a wheel. You're not going to have much of a meal.
Well, you're gonna do it like a chicken wing, right? You're gonna take a
hamster wing?
flamethrower and
A
burn
hamster
the
wing?
hair off, and then you're gonna boil them, and then you're gonna put them in the pot and fry them, and then you put a little barbecue sauce on them. I mean, you got a little what do you call them? Hamster giblets.
Add a little celery with some blue cheese.
Little celery.
You got yourself
So what
a
I like
snack.
to do with my hamsters,
Oh.
I smother them in butter,
Yeah.
and then I put
But
salt.
aren't you worried about your cholesterol?
I mean, my cholesterol is being monitored by some of the greatest, doctors and physicians in this country. But I think that, having a little bit of salt and pepper on a gerbil every once in a while, Blue Moon, especially with the side of a Doritos.
I love your recipe for greens. I told Beth about it. Beth's my wife. She loves you. And
I put on that pot of greens.
put 'em in a
last night,
bathtub.
Boy, I got everybody there.
You know what? Kamala really showed that she is a woman of the people last night on Colbert too, where she had a beer with him on live TV.
Okay,
it was
now
a great moment.
I didn't even watch this, but I can tell
It's so authentic. It's so real,
Okay,
Eric.
but without even watching it, I'm guessing it's based on the people want to be able to have a beer with their president. So let's do that right now because this isn't
Oh
really.
my God, he's doing it. He's having a
It's not really an interview. This is just an unpaid for political ad. So let's Go ahead.
One of the old saws is they just want somebody they can have a beer with. So would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like? Okay.
Yay!
This was. Now, we asked ahead of time because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. You asked for Miller High Life. You asked for Miller High Life. I'm just
beer.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug. So, okay, cheers.
Smacked his
Last
ex-wife.
Ooh. That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee,
The
Wisconsin.
champagne of beers.
There you go.
It is the champagne.
You
That's what it's
know
called.
it.
The
I
champagne
know.
of beers. But now, you know, it is very interesting when politicians try to act like real people, it just gets awkward. We're going to have a beer. Because that's what people do when they discuss issues of the day. They want to sit around with their friends and have a beer. Drinking beer is good.
I had a beer once.
I mean, we even got a package about how impactful that moment was.
No, come on. Are you really going to bore my audience with some kind of news
this is
package?
great. This is Deborah Rodriguez.
Oh, hold on. Let me ask you this. I have not heard this from the great Deborah Rodriguez.
Oh, here we go. My voice is ready to go with this.
Here's my guess is at some point we hear a beer open, a top go.
Be the judge.
If it's true, voters want someone they can have a can of beer with. Kamala Harris proved
can of
she's
beer.
up to the task
can
in an
of
appearance
beer.
on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
You asked for Miller High Life. You asked for Miller High Life.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Okay, cheers.
cheers.
Her choice apropos, considering
That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee,
The
Wisconsin.
champagne of beers.
the American-style lager is brewed in Wisconsin, one of 7 swing states up for grabs on Election Day. Deborah Rodriguez,
Thank you, Deborah.
CBS News.
People, can I just interject here and let you know?
It's your show.
That we are paying this year $1.8 trillion on interest on our debt.
Okay, but the presidential candidate had
Yeah.
crisp, easy drinking flavor, which is
I
the
know,
epitome
I
of the
know.
American lager.
I know, Deborah Rodriguez, but you
Deborah
realize
Rodriguez reporting live from
realize that
bottom
maybe
of a bottle.
the thing that we should be thinking about has more to do with the fact that what is it, October, and we've already spent $1.8 trillion
26 days away
just servicing our debt. That's it. We're not touching the. We're not touching the principal. We're just servicing 1.8 trillion. So all that tax money, they're taking almost 2 trillion of it just to service the debt. That's like when you're upside down with your credit card, and all you do is you just keep
The
paying
minimum.
the minimum. And you don't pay down the principal. And if you keep doing that for years in your household, can I ask you, how does that end? Does it end good? Because this is $35 trillion of debt, and almost $2 trillion of your tax money has gone just to service that. But I guess it's important for Howard to ask her about whether she eats Raisin Bran. And isn't it so funny? She cracked a beer with Stephen Colbert, nay Colbert. Ashley
Well,
Frasca.
Deborah Rodriguez will let you know that if you got a lifetime supply of Miller High Life and you needed a loan to take out, you'd be paying the principal
That's right.
of $22.68.
This country
I'm Deborah
is-
Rodriguez. No one cares about the debt.
Thank you, Deborah. Finally, we've gotten some truth out of this news organization. Ashley Frasca. What is wrong with my mouth today? Ashley Frasca is watching 285.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We'll get there. So we're looking at trouble in the center lanes, leaving the Cobb Cloverleaf on 285 East before New North Side Powers Ferry. It was already a little bit of a sluggish ride there on the west side, back around South Cobb Drive, and 285 East and West getting really full between 400 and I-85. We got trouble off to the side, 400 northbound around Abernathy, and it remains very heavy and will all afternoon downtown on the connector in both directions. Monitoring new trouble home out of northwest Atlanta. Veronica Harrell in the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, it's a crash. 75 northbound at West Paces Ferry Road, exit 255. It knocks out the second left lane, definitely definitely keeping you on the brakes trying to get over through that Cloverleaf area. 75 southbound, that's that construction over at Windy Hill Road. Exit 260 in the left lane just adding through the delays through Marietta. 75 northbound on and off the brakes from the 120 loops into Kennesaw. And traffic trooper Richard says watch out for a crash. Cobb Parkway southbound below Marietta Parkway. This report brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on your car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks in Georgia.
The state Supreme Court has reinstated the abortion ban.
Across the U.S.
Milton remains a Category 5 status.
And around the world.
A year since the attack on Israel by Hamas that left more than 1,000 dead.
We've got it covered.
An early win for pro-life advocates.
Many of the storm evacuees are camping out at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
The anniversary comes amid the ongoing war in Gaza.
Check back throughout the day for the latest details. 95.5 WSB.
We weren't planning on selling our home, but our family's needs changed. I'm Caitlin, and selling our home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate was the best decision we made for our family. With over 11,000 five-star reviews, I had peace of mind knowing I could trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell our home fast and for more than we were asking. If you're preparing to move, check out Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer. Go to markspain.com and see what their guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hey Atlanta, Shane Company knows shopping for diamonds is a big deal. We've been servicing you, your friends, and your family in Atlanta for nearly 50 years, so we know exactly how to help you find your dream engagement ring. We also know you deserve a diamond as big as your love at a price that works with your budget, not against it. We've always sourced diamonds directly, cut out the middleman, and passed the savings on to you. Visit one of our 3 stores, Duluth, Alpharetta, or Kennesaw, and compare our wide selection of diamonds, rubies, and a rainbow of sapphires in different shapes and sizes. Then choose the setting that speaks to your style, pick your center stone, and add a decorative crown and an engraving. It's that easy. Or select a perfectly preset ring created by our design team that's ready to go. With our everyday competitive prices and free lifetime warranty, at Shane Company, we'll get it right every time. As Atlanta's family jeweler, this is our promise to you. Come on in and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Welcome in.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle the pressure.
Next in line, please.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really count on? It is. With 99.9% network reliability from Comcast Business. It's like this neat little bow.
Do you like that gift wrap?
Really ties it all together. Reliable internet for your business. It's not just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Switch to Comcast Business and get started with reliable internet and advanced security for $69 a month for 24 months with a 2-year contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 10/27/24. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 300 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
So, you need new siding. Well, do your homework. Improperly installed siding is common. Home Fix It Show host Dave Baker here. I've done the research. Nelson Exteriors is my only siding recommendation. They're a James Hardy Color Plus specialist. And Nelson Exteriors has more dedicated project managers per job focused on your home. The highest level of quality control and no cutting corners. A beautiful new siding job installed properly that lasts longer. Get your free siding quote from my guys. Just Google Nelson Exteriors.
All right, I got a couple of numbers conflated and confused in my servicing the debt rant, so I want to sort that out. Actually, in 2024, to service the debt, it's going to be basically $900 billion. The $1.8 trillion that I was talking about is actually the new budget deficit. So we are now, so that's we're spending $1.8 trillion more than what we bring in. And this year, the revenues of tax collection climbed by 11%. So we got 11% more in taxation money this year than last year, and we still spent $1.8 trillion more than what we're bringing in. And it says here by 2025, the servicing of the debt will be $1 trillion. So that's the first trillion,
nice.
folks. When you're paying your taxes, the first trillion is just going to go to service the debt. But I guess people feel better not thinking about that and just saying, she cracked a beer with Stephen Colbert, nay Colbert, whatever his name is. It's pretty stunning. Anyway, you got more studies, surveys, polls, anything. Get me off this subject.
I do. You know what? And you bring up money there. I found a survey here from Wells Fargo and CNBC that many Americans would rather talk about politics than money, believe it or not.
No, I believe that. Absolutely. The worst thing to talk about is money, especially if you're talking with your wife or husband or any kind of spouse you have, because you have to lie. Because none of us really wants to admit everything we're buying, do we?
No, Melania, I never gave that porn star any money.
Whatsoever.
I don't even know who she is. I met her one time. I never had sex with her, I swear to God.
Yeah, so I think talking about money, what I find is my wife and I have been together for 38 years. And so we can pretty much talk our way through anything. But it always gets hostile when it comes to money.
Really?
Yeah, it's just talking about it. And well, what
my wife
annoys
and I are
me,
really good about it.
Well, because you're young and you know what you're doing.
Okay.
Now, when my wife and I'm just like, we're not going to change. All right? We're in our 60s now. Let's just accept who we are. We're not great with money. You know what I mean? It's like we don't think about money all the time. And so every once in a while, I go, well, I think what we should do is we should start this. Blah, blah, blah. Do you know us? Yeah, it's great to start a plan, but then 2 months later, you're not going to be thinking about it. I'm not going to be thinking about it. How about we develop our plans in the future based on who we know we are? And that always turns into
a fight. I can see.
And then she was like, hey, I was talking to somebody, and they said we should put all of our money in X. Yeah, well, maybe we should, but I'm not going to do that. I don't know this person you're talking to, and well, they say it's going to be a really big industry. Yeah, I'm not putting my money in it, okay?
Not going to jump in the NFT.
Yeah. Skip that one. Skip that one.
You're lucky.
Although I wish I would have bought Bitcoin early on. That would have been, man, I would have been set. Or even mined it. So if you just mined one Bitcoin back in 2000 and whenever it got started, what's that worth now? Like
65, 70,000 bucks.
Just spent a lot of time mining 10 of those. Just kept them in my digital wallet.
Great.
Your electric bill would have been high.
Yeah, but I would have been able to pay for it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it would have taken me 20 years, but I would have had plenty of money. Ashley Frasca says there's a crash downtown.
We're watching it live on the Jam Cam. Authorities in several center lanes on 7585 northbound in Midtown before 17th Street. That making things a lot worse, almost back to Cleveland Avenue on both 75 and 85. And as you're leaving downtown, look out for a crash at times in a couple of left lanes, 75 north at West Paces Ferry. Checking that south side, volume not as bad as it was earlier today, but a little increased through McDonough, headed 75 north. Updating the ride around 285, it's Andrew Seco.
Well, we do have some better news out of Cobb County. Our earlier stall just cleared from the inner 285 eastbound on New Northside Drive. This exit 22. Got a smoother ride coming through here. Else, we're seeing the worst of it pushing by Spaghetti Junction, 285 east and west, merging at 85 north. You're dealing with brake lights either direction from Chamblee Dunwoody Road all the way down to the Stone Mountain Freeway in Clarkston. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com to schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, you're wrong. Dave Baker here. At Ben Hill Renovations, deck building goes on year-round. Whether your existing deck is old, rotting, and unsafe, or you just want to upgrade your outdoor living space, now is the perfect time to get the ball rolling. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com. Better yet, go to their showroom, speak with the designer, and see all that they have to offer up close. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
When leaves are falling off the trees, it's time to celebrate autumn. But when your garage door is falling off its tracks, it's time for All Four Seasons. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Sounds like you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Our products are warranted, and our work is guaranteed. When trust matters, repair or replacement, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
The rental rush is here. Hey, it's Mark Aaron from my good friends at Renters Warehouse. With all the talk about commissions in the news lately, doesn't selling your house feel more volatile and uncertain than ever? Well, it does to me. It's one more reason why renting your home is so much smarter, especially when you hire my pals at Renters Warehouse to manage your property for you. Renting cuts through the confusion so you can be confident in your ability to earn monthly cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits for the long term. And with Renters Warehouse managing your property, you can sit back and collect the money. Tenants, they find the best. Rent, they collect for you. Maintenance request, they handle them 24/7, all for one low monthly flat fee, and they'll even warranty your tenants for free. Remember, selling is uncertain, but renting is reliable, especially with the experienced Renters Warehouse team on your side. Find out how much rent your home can get by visiting rwatlanta.com today. That's rwatlanta.com, or call 404-662-2322.
Wrecks will happen, and insurance will try to pay as little as possible. It's Smile and Mark McKay. When bad traffic leads to a bad accident, get a great lawyer. I recommend John Foy and Associates, the strong arm. There's no cost until they win. JohnFoy.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story is new this half hour. Hurricane Milton downgraded just a bit, but forecasters say it remains a grave threat to Florida. It's now a Category 3 storm with 125-mile-per-hour winds, centered now about 100 miles southwest of Tampa. Mayor Jane Castor has this warning for vulnerable residents in Tampa.
You just need to get to higher ground. You have to get out of that surge area.
National Hurricane Center Director Mike Brennan says this storm brings with it several dangers.
Onto the west coast of Florida, you're going to see large areas with deep water due to storm surge flooding. Again, 10 to 15 feet above ground level in some places. Structural damage to buildings, some buildings being washed away by damaging wave action. Locations may be uninhabitable for an extended period. You do not want to be in those locations after the storm. Roads will be washed out or flooded. Escape routes may be cut off.
President Biden says he's thankful for those who have heeded evacuation orders.
I know it's really tough, leaving behind your home, your belongings, everything you own. But I urge everyone in Hurricane Milton's path to follow all safety instructions as we head to the next 24 hours. It's literally a matter of life and death.
The outer bands of the hurricane are already impacting Florida, spawning a few tornadoes this afternoon, even before landfall. Following Hurricane Helene, Georgia Senator John Ossoff leads a bipartisan effort to make sure farmers have the money they need to recover.
Senator John Ossoff says he has brought together 34 members of both chambers of Congress, Democrats and Republicans, to push for disaster relief funding for Georgia farmers, growers, and producers.
As soon as possible upon completion of damage assessments, we need to write this legislation. We need to pass this legislation.
Andy says the damage from Helene was significant. Up to 35% of Georgia's cotton crop destroyed, up to 30% of peanuts lost, more than 200 poultry houses seriously damaged or destroyed, and 4 million acres of timberlands destroyed. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
80 degrees in Atlanta, plenty of sun for us the next few days. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Updating election 2024, Fulton County prepares for all possibilities as early voting for the general election begins next week.
I can say to the world that Fulton County, Georgia is ready.
Fulton County Commission Chairman Rob Pitts knows they will again draw the eyes of the world in the presidential election. A new $30 million 6,000-foot elections hub streamlines every aspect of the process.
I believe that there's no comparable facility anywhere in the United States of America.
Fulton's Elections Board Chair Sherry Allen says they're tweaking processes to comply with the State Election Board rule changes.
I don't have any questions. I am an officer of the court, and I follow the rule of law.
In Union City, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A Fulton County judge dismisses a petition demanding Governor Kemp investigate 3 members of the state election board over alleged ethics violations. Judge Ural Glanville says other agencies or entities could do an investigation.
The Attorney General could do it, the Office of Administrative Hearings could do it, and then also the Inspector General could do it.
After the ruling, the plaintiffs say they will appeal. Georgia's Attorney General joins an effort looking to protect kids from social media.
Attorney General Chris Carr and 22 other AGs are calling for the social media company TikTok to produce all relevant evidence in its ongoing multi-state investigation. 46 states are suing TikTok and requesting information on the social media company's business practices. But TikTok has yet to turn over the evidence. The group is looking to determine whether or not TikTok is violating state consumer protection laws and possibly harming the mental health of children and teens. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
The Rockdale County soil and water supervisor collapses and dies while attending a meeting about the BioLab chemical fire. An autopsy will determine the cause of death for 62-year-old Kenneth Johnson. The GBI is assisting in the case. It is now 4:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts now with Ashley Frasca.
And here to bring you some better news in downtown. That crash that was in multiple center lanes is now on the shoulder, 75-85 north in Midtown before 17th Street. Damage done, though, 45 minutes to head connector north from 166 up to the Atlantic Station region. And the fire trucks are now in the right lane, northwest Atlanta, with a crash on 75 north at West Paces. And then you'll encounter brake lights up from Delk Road, and look out for a crash on Cobb Parkway. Southbound lanes are blocked just past South Marietta Parkway. Checking the northeast, Veronica Harrell in the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, and now we got a travel advisory to deal with. A crash, 85 southbound over at Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. It knocks out the center lane, slowing things down for you. If you don't want to deal with any backups, you know you can always use Beaufort Highway. And 85 northbound, just on and off the brakes as you leave Spaghetti Junction, 285, and make your way up through Norcross, and then again before 985. And the 400 ride is a slow one, 400 northbound as you leave 285 through Sandy Springs, and brake lights again, 400 northbound approaching Windward over in the Alpharetta area. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Clear and cool this evening as temperatures fall to the mid-50s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 76. Cooling down on Friday, even with the sunshine in place. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime high 73.
Right now it's 81 in Brazelton, it's 79 in East Point, and 76 in Loganville. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Dave Baker here for Rhino Shield. Let's see. You paint your house today and you can cross that off your to-do list for 3 to 5 years. Or you can Rhino Shield your home today and cross it off your list for 25 years. That's right. Rhino Shield comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Plus, Rhino Shield your house today and make no payments till 2025. Just remember,
don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
See them on the web at rhinoshieldga.com.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1.
Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2, we now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
Mega firms send a paralegal. Steelhorse sends a lawyer. SteelhorseLaw.com.
Nobody wants to think about their septic system. Hi, I'm Shannon. I started Scorpion Septic so you don't have to. My licensed, insured, experienced team responds 24/7 with fast, on-time service, upfront pricing, and high-quality work.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Call for more information. ScorpionSepticServices.com.
ScorpionSepticServices.com.
Is that Bitcoin documentary on HBO yet, or is it next week? I think it's next Tuesday. So you know about this whole thing about the guy who started Bitcoin? What's his name, George?
Satoshi Nakamoto or something?
Yeah, something along those lines. Nobody knows who it is. And several reporters have been embarrassed over the years claiming that they figured out who it is. On HBO, they have a show coming out next week where they claim to have found him once again, but the guy says it's not me. And I don't know how you could prove that it is him. But this guy's upset. I think he's suing HBO. I'm not sure. Because basically what he's saying is, I'm not this guy. And by telling people that I'm this guy, you're basically putting me in harm's way because people are going to think I'm one of the richest people alive, and that means they're going to want to kidnap me or my kids. So he says he's like leaving the country before the show even starts on HBO. But, you know, that's not something. If a documentary filmmaker believes they've found the real person, I don't think they should stop. But at the end, my understanding is you can't prove it. So when the thing is over, it's like, well, here's our evidence that it's him.
It's not that he has $32 billion in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And his name is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yes. And
his alter ego.
Well, Satoshi, it was basically he wrote a paper and explained the concept, and that's where it started. But I think it is true. On one hand, the documentary filmmaker says it's worth our time to try to find out who it is because this person is well on their way potentially to be the richest person on the planet Earth. But at the same time, if you're going to put people in harm's way, I would imagine that this person that they've decided possibly could be Shatogi Magahogi, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
He's my cousin.
Yes, I know. Hey, listen, that was Jared who said that.
Mm-hmm. I can say that. Yamamoto.
Cancel Mr. Yamamoto, not Mr. Von Hessler. And then just think about how unlikely this show would be on the radio in 1945. Von Hessler and Yamamoto in the morning.
Highly unlikely.
I think we've come a long way, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't say this country hasn't gotten better.
That's right. We have progressed, ladies and gentlemen, because you could not put Von Hessler and Yamamoto on the radio in this country at least until, I don't know, the mid-'70s, maybe.
At least. We definitely had radio names.
So I think it's interesting, but I think it's impossible to know who this person is. And I don't know that it's responsible to say, we think it's this person, we can't prove it, but this is our evidence.
How could they not know who invented it?
Well, the whole idea was he didn't want anyone to know who invented it.
It just seems like they'd be able to figure it out.
Well, I mean, that's easy to say, but the whole concept was no one was ever supposed to find out who this person was. The whole concept behind Bitcoin is that you don't have a central hub. You don't have anybody in charge. So if you said something mean on Twitter 10 years ago, it doesn't affect your money. No morality police can come along and say, we're not going to accept your money. And for whatever reason, he wanted anonymity from the very beginning. And we're assuming he's still alive. Or that he's a he.
That's true. It could be a she.
All that being said, I probably will watch this. Is it just one episode, or is it one of these 10 things where, this could have been an hour and a half. This could have been a good. How many times have you watched like 8-episode documentary online? You're like,
the worst.
That would have been a great 2-hour documentary.
The Free Britney one that came out on Hulu, I believe that one could have easily been 2
that
episodes.
turned out to be really good advice, huh? Yeah. Well, she's just done nothing but done better and better and better since those fans stepped in for her and took her away from her father, who didn't know her better than her fans. Boy, I think the fans have done a really, really big. Hey, way to go. She's still displaying signs of just getting better and better and better on a daily basis. Good work, Britney fans.
Only 100 minutes. It's a regular movie length.
Oh, okay, very good. So that I might have 100 minutes in me. But I know how it ends is they're just going to say, well, we really don't know. We just think it's this guy. That was our evidence. They do confront him at one point. Now, I think probably this guy probably knows more than he's saying. Just reading a couple of articles. He's probably a little closer to the flame than he wants to admit. But that doesn't make him the person. I remember back in, 2015 or something, somebody was like, it's this guy. And it turned out not to be that guy. But I do wish I would have gotten in on the Bitcoin.
It's not
in
too
the very
late.
beginning. Well, it's so expensive now. It's so
go to El
very
Salvador.
expensive.
Go to El Salvador. Just
They're
start mining.
using that volcano to
Yeah,
get
the
their
power.
energy. They're powering their Bitcoin energy through a volcano, which seems like a good idea to me. We need to build more of those volcanoes. That's
Yeah,
the answer to
I
this
agree.
energy crisis.
Just dig deep.
There's got to be one down there somewhere.
Surely.
All right.
Put
Do
these
you have more?
volcanoes to work.
Huh?
Put these volcanoes to work.
Yeah.
That's right. Lazy
What are they
ass.
doing? Just burning down?
I go to sleep for 1,000 years. Not on my watch, Butter. I call him Butter. Piss him off. Hey, Butter. Wake up. Wake
That's a better
up.
save than Biden gives. He just goes, I said it.
I
That's
said
me."
it. When he was
Call
talking,
Butter whatever we're talking about.
when he was talking earlier, he says, Marcy Chan agreed to Georgia.
Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Congresswoman of Georgia are now saying the federal
All right, I
government
just want that ISO.
Congressman.
He's had a lot going on, guys. He's preparing for a hurricane.
He certainly has. Did you see that thing over the weekend when I was in Chicago? My son showed it to me where he got off the plane and got off the helicopter to walk back in after being in the Carolinas. And they said, do you think they have everything they need for the storm, sir? And he said, what storm?
What storm? Oh, yeah.
I think he said which storm, as if there were like 7 going on at the same time. Now, maybe he was thinking about this new one coming in at that time. I don't know. Just seemed a little odd. He had just left the Carolinas.
Then he praised DeSantis about an hour after Kamala trashed him.
Yeah, I know. We had that on yesterday. I don't even know what's going on there. You know, this is the kind of country we're living in now where everybody's just acting like an idiot. And literally, you have Kamala saying that he's playing politics and she's not going to play that game. And then he says she's playing politics and he's too busy to play that game. I got to dive in and read everything that you guys have said about this for the
That's
last
right.
3 weeks.
You do. You got to follow along.
All I know is when you hear that kind of argument out of a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, you just send them both to their room for 15 minutes and move on. You're never going to get to the truth. He did it. She did it. He did it. She did it. You know what? Go to your room for 15 minutes, and then we'll move on. That's how I feel. Neither one explains in the stuff that I saw why the other one was playing politics, what they did to play politics. They just come out and say, oh, yeah, she's playing politics. I'm too busy for that. And then she comes out and says, he's playing politics. I'm too busy for that. All right, well, that's all the information I need to pick a side. It's ridiculous. Do you have a study, survey, or poll?
I do. I have a study here that was conducted by the Honest Kitchen and Talker Research here. Nearly
The
9...
Honest Kitchen.
Not the lying kitchen, the honest one. This is a good kitchen here.
Okay.
Tells the truth here. Nearly 9 in 10 adults believe in love at first sight with their dogs.
With their dogs?
Yeah,
Meaning the
more
dogs
so-
themselves can fall in love at first sight, or that they can fall in love with their
fall
dogs?
in love with a dog
What's
in
this
first
have
sight.
to do with the kitchen?
And it's more...
Well, it keeps it honest.
Okay.
I don't know.
They're just the ones that commissioned it. This
Why would they?
Well, the reason why they wanted to prove this here is because oftentimes people say that when you fall in love at first sight with your partner,
Yeah.
it's a very high likelihood of that happening. They're saying here that it's actually more likely to happen with a pet or an animal.
Well, that
than your
makes
actual
sense to
partner.
me because you're not actually going to have to, make decisions together.
Oh, you make decisions for the dog?
No, I'm saying you don't have to make decisions together. You don't have to partner up and you don't have to listen the dog's point of view when the dog doesn't know what the hell it's talking about and it just won't shut up. Am I revealing anything? I don't know. What I'm saying here is obviously you can look at a dog and go, the dog's adorable. I'm in love with the dog. But people, I'm questioning why this was ever asked as a question. It's quite obvious that it's easier to fall in love with a butterfly because they're pretty than it is to fall in love with a human being because, you got to, what's the background? Did they suffer trauma? What's their disposition? What do they like when they're drunk? There's something you never have to worry about with your pets. What do they like when they're drunk? This is something you have to think about when you're falling in love.
They did say out of the 1 out of 10 that disagreed with this study here, they did find out that a few had questioned whether they had made the right decision in adopting their pet because they didn't have that instant connection.
Oh, really? Now I hate my dog. That dog.
Take it back to the pound.
That SOB. It's always working against me.
I couldn't imagine.
It's turning the kids against me while I'm at work.
Yeah, I couldn't.
That damn dog.
I could not imagine taking a dog back like that.
People do that all the time.
Oh, you know what happened is during the pandemic, a lot of people wanted pets because they were lonely, and now they're busy and they don't have anybody to watch their pets, and they're all taking them back.
Yep.
That's that great millennial
Take it
Gen
back.
Z. Take that animal that got attached to me. Take it back. These millennials and Gen Zers, they care so much. They're so much better than all the generations before them. Remember those generations that wouldn't take their animals? Oh, but these.
No, we got ours at a breeder.
It is pretty cruel. Usually when you don't want an animal anymore, sometimes because you're moving across the country or something, is you find a good home for them.
That's right. Find a farm.
Well, it'll just have to be a farm.
Yeah, drop it off.
I always worry about the farms.
Why?
Well, the farm is usually a metaphor for
exactly.
something.
I'll onto it.
Oh.
Dr. Shovel.
Who was that politician? The Governor Whitmer? Yeah. I had to shoot that dog in the face.
It was yapping.
He was yapping.
Wait, that wasn't Whitmer. That was the one from South Dakota.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, the dog was trouble, so I just had to shoot it in the face. Yeah, it was like 8 months old. Yeah. It was.
So I got to shoot it. I mean,
didn't she go and like pull some other animal out she needed to kill too at the same
think
time?
so.
Yeah. Hey, anybody else? Hey, bring that sheep.
I grew up
down
on
there.
a farm, so it's fine.
It's fine. Who shoots their dog in the face?
I think her autobiography was called "I Don't Want to Be Vice President."
Yeah,
it appears to be what it
Amen.
was. Ashley Frasca. I mean, look. At least she wasn't eating them.
That's true. Shoot them all you want, just don't eat them.
Don't eat them.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
Ashley. We live in such a stupid country. Ashley Frasca is checking trouble in Spaghetti Junction.
Just flew over a crash involving a tractor trailer and a car sideways. It's 85 south at Pleasantville. Up to 3 right lanes are blocked. And I see the northbound traffic now beginning just past Shallowford Road. Heaviest getting up past Indian Trail. And we're currently flying over I-285. Headed west, and I see the slow traffic eastbound from Sandy Springs trying to make your way home into Gwinnett today. And checking up on a crash 75 northbound, the fire truck's been in the right lane at West Paces Ferry. Trying to make sense of a crash in Midtown, Andrew Seco in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
That we are. They keep going in and out of that far right lane here. We're jamming up, heading north on the connector, 7585, slow ride to 17th Street. That's exit 250. Elsewhere downtown, those delays jamming up either direction from Langford up past 17th Street and I-20 east and west. We are dealing with a sea of brake lights as soon as you pass MLK Junior Drive. That's exit 53. This sport's sponsored by Scott Antique Markets. It's this weekend, and there's no telling what you'll find. Visit the Elena Expo Centers at I-285 and Jonesboro Road. It's the Scott Antique Markets this weekend. ScottAntiqueMarkets.com. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
All the notifications you need.
The story developing in Marietta.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
We're following breaking news in Atlanta.
All in one place.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it today.
When it comes to beautiful.
At Superior Pro, we have over 26 years of experience and have painted over 100,000 Atlanta homes. If you're looking to bring life back into your home, get rid of those outdated colors, or just freshen up, leave it to the experts at Superior Pro. For your free in-home design consultation, visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Do you know the secret to losing fat permanently? Hi, I'm Dr. Taylor from Be the Younger You Atlanta, and I know the secret. Our anti-aging program makes it easy to lose weight, regain your health, and for many of our patients, reduce or even come off their medications. All without drugs, surgery, prepackaged meals, or injections. No counting points or calories. And you feel great while losing it because if you're doing it the right way, you should feel great.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. Ladies and gentlemen, join the Be the Younger You ATL.com weight loss program right now. Summer's over. It's time. We got Thanksgiving coming up and we've got Christmas. You don't want to put back on the weight, and you also don't want to get unhealthier or go down a path of unhealthy eating. So please go to Be the Younger You ATL.com right now and join the weight loss program.
Call us now to schedule your free consultation and take advantage of our 20% off fall special. Call 770-415-3000 or go to BeTheYoungerYouATL.com. That's BeTheYoungerYouATL.com.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
I've been reporting on our traffic for decades. I can assure you, wrecks will happen. Oh, I've seen them. And insurance will try to pay as little as possible. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. When bad traffic leads to a bad accident, get a great lawyer. I recommend John Foy & Associates, the strong arm. If you're injured, don't try to take on the insurance companies alone. You need John Foy and his army of lawyers to fight for what you deserve. There's no cost until they win. Call for your free case evaluation, johnfoy.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Dave Baker here for Rhino Shield. Let's see. You paint your house today and you can cross that off your to-do list for 3 to 5 years. Or you can Rhino Shield your home today and cross it off your list for 25 years. That's right. Rhino Shield comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Plus, Rhino Shield your house today and make no payments till 2025. Just remember,
don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
See him on the web at rhinoshieldga.com.
Oh, was she on the Weather Channel when she was saying that or something?
It looks like CNN.
Oh. We have that audio.
I got it right here. You ready?
Oh, no,
Okay,
you're
so
right.
this
It was the Weather Channel.
So
Sorry.
Kamala, this was Kamala. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yes.
She always sounds like a 10th grader giving a, reading a paper in front of the class, explaining the differences. Why we should, don't we all know that this hurricane is going to be powerful and that and if you're in the path, you need to get out of the way? But listen to her on the Weather Channel or whatever, they're doing the weather. And she just sounds like a 10th grader reading a paper about hurricanes.
Other point, Mike, that I would make, especially it came through on the briefing from the federal experts, it's really important that we think about the language that we're using to talk about what we are predicting. Because, for example, it has moved from time to time from a Category 5 to a Category 4. It's important that we not emphasize that downgrading has happened because, in fact, the difference between Category 5 and Category 4 in terms of the danger and the damage is pretty much the same.
The difference is the same. So why have a different category?
Because so what I'm reading is that when we define hurricane, what we need to make sure that we need to do is that it's a storm with a violent wind.
But what's underneath all of that is the American people are stupid. We have to be careful the way that we speak to them. If we just tell them the truth that it was a Category 5 and now it's a Category 4, well, the American people, they're all so dumb that they'll just stay home. And I mean, this is the attitude. This is not why we're electing the next president to explain to us the difference between Category 4 and Category 5 of a hurricane.
4 is before 5.
Yeah, okay, I know that.
And then comes 1.
Yeah, we got that part
and
down.
The difference is
we'd like
one number.
We'd like to get you to kind of get us out of this whole World War III
Get
thing.
a beer with her, though. Come on.
Stay in your lane.
Where do you stand on grape nuts?
Howard, these questions are just too much.
I gotta know. Do you like grape nuts?
Ashley Frasca is still checking trouble in Spaghetti Junction.
We're all over the scene of a crash that's lingered in the right lane as you leave downtown Atlanta, 75 northbound, just past West Paces Ferry. Fire department doing their work again in the right lane. That's going to keep things slow from downtown. And speaking of the multi-car crash in Midtown Connector northbound before 17th Street, that is now on the shoulder. Traffic Trooper Doug spotted a stalled part of the left lane knocked out through Marietta, 75 south past Delk Road. Some better news in Spaghetti Junction. Veronica Harrell.
Yeah, that crash, 85 southbound at Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. Now all off to the right, but still you're looking at delays that stretch back before Jimmy Carter. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com and schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Dave Baker here for Air Quality Systems. If you haven't had your heating and air ducts cleaned in the last 5 years, you need Air Quality Systems. They'll come to your house and clean all that gunk out of your ductwork. That's all they do. They won't wash your siding. They won't clean your carpet. They'll just professionally clean your ducts to the same standards using the same process that they use to clean at UGA, at Children's Healthcare, and at other major hospitals in the metro area. You'll get upfront, all-in pricing over the phone, and your ducts will be clean. Simply go to airqualitysystems.com and breathe easy.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save more with digital coupons. California red, white, or black seedless grapes are just $1.29 a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetics. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Hey, it's Mark Aram. The demand for QC treatments is so strong, they're opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, and Stockbridge. You know, friends, QC Kinetics is a game changer, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural process that uses healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints. So you can get your life back, be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it. Stop putting it off. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have done already. Call QC Kinetics. It's a free consultation. Call now, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top story, the clock ticking as Hurricane Milton heads toward Florida.
We are just hours away from seeing a potentially catastrophic hurricane landfall along the west coast of Florida.
National Hurricane Center Director Michael Brennan says Milton is downgraded slightly to a Category 3 storm, but it remains very dangerous with 125-mile-per-hour winds. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the state is as ready as they can be.
We are prepared
and we will respond.
Even before landfall, the storm is spawning tornadoes across South Florida. There's significant damage reported in the Fort Myers area. It is 79 degrees here in Atlanta, and our weather is very quiet. Will we see any impacts from the hurricane? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A legal effort looking to force Governor Kemp to investigate the state election board for ethics violations is thrown out.
Judge Earl Glanville says the law requires that the governor act only if formal charges are filed and that the current petition doesn't rise to that level.
So accordingly, I'm going to grant the motion to dismiss.
He says formal charges can come from other entities.
The Attorney General could do it, the Office of Administrative Hearings could do it, and then also the Inspector General could do it.
Attorney Wayne Kendall says they reject the decision
because we think these board members are operating in a rogue manner that is unethical.
They plan to file an appeal. At the Fulton County Courthouse, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Fulton County officials reassure voters they are ready for the high-profile presidential election.
I am convinced that we're prepared. We have everything that we need to have in place.
Commission Chairman Rob Pitt says they spent nearly $30 million building a brand-new warehouse in Union City, which consolidates 4 other warehouses scattered across the county. Early voting in Georgia begins next Tuesday. Some DeKalb County teachers are still stressed out over paychecks. WSB Steve Summers is live now with more on the situation that has some teachers getting paid too much and others not getting paid at all.
Yeah, Bill, how about that? But there is some good news to report tonight. A new report just given to the school board says the number of DeKalb school employees not getting any pay is down 36% between the mid-September and late September paydays. And the number of pay corrections, that is, employees paid too much or too little, is down as well. But District 7 board member Dr. Joyce Morley says that this happened at all is completely inexcusable.
You all got paid. Everybody else should have gotten paid. There's no excuse.
DeKalb school officials blaming a new HR staff team that isn't fully trained yet, and a computer system that's new and still has bugs for all these months-long issues. Hopes are to have everything straightened out by the next payday. That's coming up October 30th. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
UGA wide receiver Colby Young is suspended from the team indefinitely after his arrest this week. While not speaking specifically about Young's case, Georgia coach Kirby Smart says the recent rash of player arrests is frustrating.
You just want them to make better decisions as men off the field, and I take a lot of responsibility in that.
Smart calls it the cost of leadership. He says you're judged by the people you lead. Young was arrested Tuesday and charged with battery and assault on an unborn child. His attorney says Young will be proven innocent. News about your health now. Your blood pressure could be wrong depending on how it's taken.
Commonly used ways of positioning the patient's arm during blood pressure screenings can substantially overestimate test results and may lead to a misdiagnosis of hypertension. That according to new research from Johns Hopkins. A blood pressure taken with your arm in your lap or dangling by your side could elevate the reading. The best position, according to researchers, is to support your arm on a desk or table with the blood pressure cuff at heart level.
WSB Health reporter Sabrina Cupid says according to the American Heart Association, nearly half of U.S. adults have elevated blood pressure. It is now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here is Ashley Frasca.
Watching a crash in and out of the right lane in downtown 7585 northbound before 17th Street. Very, very heavy brake lights on the connector north from 166, and southbound is just as slow trying to make your way to I-20. And the crash still in the right lane leaving northwest Atlanta 75 north at West Paces. Watching the slow traffic build up through Marietta, almost all the way home into Ackworth. And construction crews are still out doing work in the left lane 75 south past 285. Of course, all that in Cobb County. Checking the perimeter, Andrew Seco in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Right now, seeing a sea of brake lights heading north on the inner through Fulton County. They catch you as soon as you hit Camp Creek Parkway. You are slowing and going all the way up to I-20, pushing past the perimeter pretzel either direction here. The Cobb Cloverleaf seeing delays either side, starting at I-20 up to I-75. And we are slowing and going with brake lights merging at Spaghetti Junction. You are on and off from Chamblee Dunwoody Road all the way down to the Stone Mountain Freeway in Clarkston. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies for this evening. Sunset around 7:15. Temperatures
temperatures will be in the low 70s at that time, cooling down to the mid-50s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 76. Fair skies on Friday and cooler temperatures moving in. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the low 70s. This weekend, enjoy the blue skies, sunshine, dry weather. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
Right now, 79 in Decatur, 78 in Cumming, and 77 in Peachtree City. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Wednesday edition of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. And we see some old faces in the crowd.
Hey, easy with that.
Familiar faces.
It gets better, okay.
A
Friends.
new face on stage.
A new face on stage. And that would be Dr. Joe, but we're not in that segment yet. Are we well, I mean, we're going there. But I got a look from Jared like, are you confused?
No, I'm not confused.
I'm just saying the segment doesn't start until we start the segment. I wasn't
like
saying.
This. I mean, we do have more study surveys polls, but I would feel bad for Dr. Joe to have to wait for us to
How
finish
the hell
every...
with Dr. Joe? Do you have like a good study survey or poll?
I mean, I was going to bring up the one that there's a survey saying that that Costco has run out of their gold bars. That's a pretty.
That's because I bought them all. Let's do this.
It's time for Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe.
I have no interest in sharing with anyone else.
I was wondering why
you voted for these politicians. I didn't. Therefore, the bunker belongs to me.
Notice that suit coat was a little bit droopy over there.
A little droopy?
Full of all those gold bars.
That's right. Weighing me down. Gold bars Haessler, that's what they call me.
I thought because he bought it off of Timu.
Timu? Yeah, I got the cheapest gold you can buy. All right, Dr. Joe, you are here because it's Wednesday, and we are in radio, and wellness starts with W as well, and we are hacks because we're in radio, so alliteration is a big thing for us radio hacks, so we call it Wellness Wednesday. And this is health-related topics, and Dr. Joe is going to weigh in.
That's right, and the first one is... from Finnish research, believe it or not, some Finnish researchers.
I mean, from Finland?
Yes,
or?
from Finland.
It's already done. No.
It's done. Completed research from Finland. How about that? They believe
I thought it could be the name of a company or something.
So these Finnish, it's from the University of...
I don't care. Just tell us what the thing is.
Alu, I believe.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a great one.
Yeah. And they have found that the brain's diary has been discovered and why today's stress matters 2 weeks from now. Basically,
So
how
the diary of your brain. They're
Correct.
saying the inside of your brain there is basically a ledger.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And I didn't read this. I saw the headline, thought it was interesting. So you explain it to me,
toss
Dr.
it to me
Joe.
then. Yeah, okay.
Well,
Great.
I got to do something for a
Why,
living.
why else would I be
Well,
here?
yeah, we got all that money for cracking people's backs.
That's right.
Let's do some real work.
Well, there's a 14-year-old girl living inside everybody's brain, and they keep a
Wasn't this
diary and
done?
they write everything down.
Wasn't this done already?
No, what it's saying is when you do something over and over again, the brain rewires itself. It's called plasticity.
Yeah.
And so the brain has this plasticity, but if you stop doing it, some of it can stay, but some of it starts to lose its connections.
So you'll forget how to do it the
You'll
next
forget how to
time?
do- right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, over time. But some people have better, healthier brains and they can remember things. So I can work out today and have an effect weeks from now. But if I'm older, my brain isn't connecting properly, I lose that effect pretty quickly.
But what is that effect? What am I losing over 2 weeks? I'm a little bit confused here.
Okay.
So the diary says, Eric, he wakes up and he does an hour on the treadmill, and then he does 15 minutes in the pool,
Right.
and then he takes a shower, and then he shaves, and
Right.
then he goes upstairs and he makes breakfast. My
Right.
best days go when I start them that way.
Right.
So my brain has been wired to do that. So let's say I stop doing that
Yes.
for a few days. How does that somehow hurt me 2 weeks later?
Because
This is what I'm-
if you have a healthy brain, it
Yeah.
won't have that much of an impact. But just like when we were young, we work out, we'd have muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're getting older, we work out, we don't build those muscles as quickly, and we lose them a lot faster too. So it's basically saying that the brain can remember things if it's healthy. As it gets weaker, you start
Right.
to lose some of that memory and some of those benefits.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what's the sense of being weaker if you're going to be just as strong as you were before you went in? I mean, that's the whole concept of being weaker.
Right.
Is you can't do things as well as you used to.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused by this whole thing.
No, but
I
it's
have to
about
say.
it's about how quickly your body can readjust to the thing you used to do.
Right. But I mean, what am I losing? Like, am I going to be
The ability to readjust quickly, or if it takes longer.
Yeah.
So if I wait, like, let's say I don't do my routine for 7 days.
Right.
And then am I going to mess up and jump in the pool before I go on the treadmill because my brain doesn't remember the
Well,
right way to do
You may not
this?
swim as well. You might not have as good coordination as you used to have.
Okay.
And
so you're
Right, if you did it every day.
the positive benefits diminish over time.
Yeah, I experience that when I'm playing NCAA. If I take off like a week
Yeah.
and I start playing it again, you would think that it would refresh the brain. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a little
Right.
more creative with my play calling. But in reality, I'm a little bit rusty on
Well,
hitting the buttons.
no, what happens is when you come back to, as a 35-year-old man, when you come back to NCAA, your brain just readjusts back to, oh, he's a loser. And then
How dare you? This game is addictive and it's fun.
But that week you weren't playing us. You actually were getting adult things done. You were actually producing things. Now, back to Loserville. Okay, I got it. 35-year-old plays video games.
I am ranked nationally in this game. Thank you very much.
Really?
I'm
But better
freaking
than
good.
Madden? What are you, like the 10,000th on Madden or something?
Madden, I got into like 9,000. This one, I'm like 15th. In the 15,000th.
15,000th.
Yeah.
You're the 15,000th. What color is the ribbon for that? 15,000th
Oh my God,
place.
it's a puce.
It's invisible. Brown.
It's just transparent. Yeah.
Compared to how many people play that game, it's pretty dang
Yeah, I
good.
know, but still, I know that it actually is impressive. But you should walk into a party and let people know I'm in 15,000th place in anything.
If you're in a stadium with 15,000 people, you're one of those people.
That's right.
Who cares?
So basically, if you fill, doesn't State Farm, will that hold
Yeah,
at
tonight,
15,000?
Fredigan, 15,000.
Will you
my friend.
stop saying Fred again? I'm going to punch you in the face.
I know. I'm
I get
digging
it.
that dagger.
You love him. I'll never hear him. Let's just break and go our separate ways on it.
Can disagree on this one, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I got offered
Dr.
tickets.
Joe almost got one.
I got offered tickets, and I didn't know who it was.
Well, of course you don't know who it is because it's some artist that no one will remember in 5 years. You know, like all the
How
artists who
dare
are
you.
popular right
How
now.
dare you.
Basically. So why bother? All right, what's next?
Okay. All right, this is in the All About Breasts section.
All
of-
about breasts.
Yeah, that's right. In the Guardian here. I figured this was interesting. Wellness, too.
So people are
All
traveling?
about.
It's all about breasts.
It's a travel site? Like,
no.
Will you a breast abroad? A breast?
Believe it or
a breast
not,
abroad?
it is a
I
subsection.
bet a breast abroad.
it is the subsection of wellness here in
I bet a broad a breast.
in the Guardian here, and they posed a question here: whether or not breast milk for adults is a wellness elixir or an unscientific fascination, Dr. Joe.
Or just plain creepy. Let's throw in the third one so that we cover all bases here.
left out fetish.
Is it healthy?
I mean, I've seen people at my gym that bring that and they use it as a workout. It's disgusting.
It's because they
disgusting.
No,
Yes, they do.
no,
I'm so serious.
Autumn,
I'm
if they
dead
do, it's
serious,
because
dead
they saw
serious.
somebody on their screen do it, and that's why they're doing it.
There's no way. How do you know, Jared? You walk up and say, "What's in that? Is that breast
Yes,
milk?"
exactly. I have had people go up and actually bring it up. This is not
Bring it
uncommon.
up where? Tell me exactly how this went down. How
I
you
go
found
to-
out
I go
that
to the
somebody
gym.
was drinking breast milk.
Okay, so what I did was at the
Hey, you know what
major
this is?
at the major gym.
What?
Hey, you know what I'm drinking here? Yeah.
Straight from the source, if you know what I mean.
It's breast milk.
It's a funny
At
bottle
the-
you got it
Ask
in
me
there.
where I
yeah.
got. Ask me where I got it from.
Where'd you get this from?
Your sister.
Now push him down and take his pants off. Sorry, my scenarios with men
It's
and
a different kind of milk.
Yeah, at this particular gym that I go to, it's a major gym. That's a big chain.
Whatever.
And,
Okay.
And
Mama's
the,
gym.
The one that I go to. Yeah, Mama's gym. We'll call it that. And it's over right behind the station here. It's not far.
Who cares where it is?
In,
Tell me
in
how
the
you walked up to
weightlifting
somebody.
section, I noticed that there are people that have workout supplements next to when they typically work out. Usually you see like the creatine. Usually you see like all the different
But there's
protein
something
powders.
labeled
But
breast milk.
somebody had individual bottles of a milk-like substance that was right next to the
All right, but they didn't tell
bench.
you. It was
The
you
bench.
assumed.
I went over there and I asked him. I said, "What is that?" Because I'm used to seeing other things.
Uh-huh.
And the drink bar at this particular gym was already closed.
Yeah, so
and
you-
he told me straight up. He's like, "It's breast milk."
From
he said it.
his wife?
He did. I didn't ask where
His
it came
girlfriend?
from. I
Was
didn't
it in a
ask-
jar?
Well, you have to kind of know somebody who's lactating at the time.
You can buy
Yeah,
it.
and how
You
many
can buy
bottles
it.
did he have?
You can buy it.
You
Yeah.
can buy it.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
you can
thing.
buy it.
It is a wellness workout
Wait,
thing.
hold
I
on,
promise.
Autumn. This is a possible side hustle.
I can't get any more out. I could barely get enough out for Pete.
Really?
Could be a wet
Yeah, I
nurse.
had to take like lactation. I had to take
Boy, what a waste
whatever that
of
stuff was.
what a waste of space.
Made me smell like maple syrup. It was awesome.
You want the URL?
That's a lot
How many
of
bottles was it?
That's a lot of equipment not to be able to get much from it. What I'm saying about you, Autumn. You're not
Oh,
a
what?
You have plenty of equipment there. It just doesn't.
I know.
That's a lot of That's why I was saying it's a
Well,
lot
it
of
doesn't
waste
matter
of
how
space.
fat your boobs are. It's
not.
what's-
I thought they were completely filled up with milk. That's not the way it works. Huh? No.
Well,
Am
they
I-
do fill up with milk, but it's not like a balloon.
Okay, I guess I just got that wrong.
It comes from your blood. Isn't
I
that
never
weird?
wanted to know anything about how the body works.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Grosses me
strange
out.
how your blood makes milk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
really
weird?
fascinating.
Isn't it weird how the sun created all of us?
That is weird.
It is
Let's talk about
strange, isn't it?
dude.
But the big question is whether or not this breast milk for adults is a wellness elixir or
We'll
an
never know.
unscientific.
Dr. Foe.
We'll never know. We just enjoy the fun of getting it out.
He's got a bottle right there.
I
Dr.
suppose,
Poe's got a bottle.
right? It's not going to hurt, right? I don't know. What do you say, Joe? I mean, I thought adults really shouldn't be drinking milk anyway. Most animals don't. as
Actually,
adults.
if it's pasteurized or frozen, it changes the molecular structure. It loses some of its nutrients. So
Right.
fresh is best.
Raw
Fresh
milk
is
is the
best.
best.
Yes. There you go. And fenugreek is the supplement that you take if you want to produce more
Thank you
breast
so
milk.
much. I took fenugreek.
That's why I'm here.
So no
my
breast
pee
milk
smelled
ice
like
cream.
maple syrup, and my armpit smelled like curry. It was awesome.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Can't do anything with that, can
I'm
you?
all right with the maple syrup. I'm not.
I know. It was gross, but
Hey,
since
could
it's
you put
your
another
own-
sweater on, please? Ashley Frasca is watching the Northwest ride home.
Just flew over 575 northbound. You're moving and grooving until about Chastain, and that's where the crowd builds almost up to 92. 75 north is getting worse. Looks like maybe new trouble on 75 north or on Canton Road, but nonetheless, brake lights begin back around Windy Hill, and that crashes off to the right, 75 north at West Paces. Keeping an eye on the trouble in downtown Atlanta, 75-85 north, a crash before 17th Street. Fire department's been in the right lanes. It's getting worse downtown, so you may want to think about the east side of 285 north, headed up into Tucker instead. 400, Veronica Harrell in the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, it's just all volume. 400 northbound as you leave 285 and make your way up to around Northridge. And then you're on the brake lights again. 400 northbound leaving Old Milton Parkway to pass Windward Parkway and over on the northeast ride. Also a slow one. 85 northbound delays start back around Shamley Tucker Road. Keeps you on the brakes to just past Jimmy Carter. And you're going to slow again. 85 northbound approaching 985. This report brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Mega Millions players can stay in the game for up to the next 26 drawings when you select the multi-draw feature, because any jackpot is a good jackpot. Drawings every Tuesday and Friday. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
The morning rush hour, the evening rush hour, and everything in
We
between.
start to see the brake lights again starting right around Windward Parkway, Old Milton Park.
Tune in 24/7 with the Triple Team Traffic Center.
Trek down into Sandy Springs.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic. Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman of the Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, whether we want to be or not, we are all wrapped up with this presidential election. But what, if any, effect should that have on our current and future financial planning?
You got to go back to your plan. Your plan is very individualized. We will create something around what works for you and your family and your needs. And we'll cover and we'll check the boxes on the Democrats, the Republicans, the tax changes, Social Security impact, etc. We are watching all of those metrics and those topics extremely close so that you don't have to. So tamp down your political belief and let us just present to you a full financial plan. And yes, for the next 4 years, 8 years, 20 years of your life, we're going to have to move around as tax brackets change, as Social Security payments may be impacted. Nobody has pensions anymore, so as pensions kind of wane and fall away, we need something to replace them. But there are some things that we certainly pay attention to on the political landscape, but that political landscape is one piece of many. So there are many metrics we're looking at. The election's a heated topic and very interesting to talk about, but it has to have its proper place. It does not take front and center in our decisions to invest or our plans. That's having a vision for if this goes this way or this way, we need to be prepared for either scenario. That's where the Replace My Paycheck Challenge and having a deep income discussion with our advisory team could serve everybody very well.
Go ahead. Take the Replace My Paycheck Challenge today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA
MCO.
I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but the cold air is coming fast. That means a couple different things to me and you. Energy bills will be rising and company coming over for the holidays. Dan Watkins here with All Four Seasons Garage, entry doors, and windows. It's time to get your house ready for the winter air and your holiday visitors. The good news is that we have you covered for every opening in your home. So call us today to set up a free estimate with one of our amazing sales consultants. They'll help you pick out the perfect garage door, front door, and windows for your home.
For over 16 years, Matt's Exteriors has transformed homes across Atlanta. Whether you need a new roof, beautiful siding, or energy-efficient windows, our team delivers top-quality results that you can trust. As a James Hardie and GAF Elite Preferred contractor, they install only the best products with industry-leading warranties. Matt's Exteriors is fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Discover why over 10,000 homeowners have chosen them for their home exterior projects. Visit mattsexteriors.com today to book your free consultation.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better health system for better care. That starts with helping you avoid unnecessary stays at the hospital, because less time at the hospital means more family time, more best friend time,
Who's a good boy?
and more you time. When it comes to healthcare, a better system means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
I was wondering why Autumn was relieving herself on my pancakes. I guess now I know. I had no idea. I shouldn't have freaked out the way that I did. I guess I probably passed up the best pancakes I ever could have had in my life.
There you go.
The Canadian maple? Is that what it was? It was the good stuff, right? The good Canadian maple.
Maple smelling.
Grade
delicious.
B, yes, exactly.
Maryland
Lovely.
maple.
Oh, yeah, that's the name of it when they bottle it. The maple smelling delicious.
Yeah.
All right, do you have more Wellness Wednesday topics and stories for the great Dr. Joe?
Did we determine whether or not it is a wellness elixir or an unscientific fascination, this breast milk for adults?
I'm going unscientific.
I'm going to go with unscientific as well.
Fascination, but it's not going to kill you.
I'm going with just fascination.
I don't think adults, humans are the only adults that continue to drink milk of any kind, I
Yes,
believe.
and we shouldn't.
Mammals.
We're not designed to drink any milk after we're weaned off.
Yeah. But I have it every once in a while because I like pudding, and it's inside a pudding.
You could use regular, normal milk.
Water?
No, you could,
no, I'm not using breast milk.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
using
maple flavored.
Like skim milk. I'm not getting the almond milk. And
Almond, coconut.
No, I don't
hemp.
want
Listen,
that.
I could
I don't
drink
want
some.
that.
I could have some more fenugreek.
Yeah, I'll get
right?
some fenugreek.
Get that maple,
Skim.
delicious happening.
Mhm.
Send you some milk.
Yeah, bottle
and
it
then you
up.
can add it to your vanilla pudding.
There you go.
Okay, and then I'll know.
Right.
I'll know. I have a little bit of autumn
I think that would be.
with my pudding.
Is there a song like that? Little bit of autumn
In my pudding.
Oh, man. Nothing better than that Maryland maple right there.
Like a rose, ladies and gentlemen. If it smells like a rose, if it looks like a rose, if it quacks like a duck, you know what I'm talking about. All right, what's next?
From CBC.com. This is highly unorthodox because it is a wellness story that also connects with the segment we're doing later, Experts Say.
Okay.
Dizziness can be a serious health issue. Experts say we need to learn more about it.
I have been somewhat Disney. Disney.
Thanks, Mickey. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just misstating things left and right. I must not have gotten enough sleep last night. I don't know. But I have been a dizzy person, like I would say chronic dizziness, since I was about 15 or 16 years old. I've just learned to live with
Dizzy
it.
broad.
Yes.
I'm a dizzy dude. You're the dizzy broad. I'm the dizzy dude.
It could be the inner ear, could be the cerebellum too.
I have had.
Oh, the inner ear thing makes sense.
Yeah, I've had like 6 operations on my ear and all that. So it's probably that, right?
Could be cerebellum too, though. We'll
What's
talk
that?
about
Is that more like a brain
back
problem?
Back of the brain, yeah.
I get headaches back there too.
Could be a cerebellum then.
Am I dying?
I can test at the break. We'll test you
Don't
for
scare
it.
him, Joe.
Am I dying? We'll find out when we come back whether or not Eric is dying.
Stay tuned.
Ashley Frasca is watching Downtown.
Getting slower by the minute, by the hour. It's been bad for the last couple of days now. Taking at least 45 minutes on 7585 northbound from 166 Langford Parkway to this crash that won't clear out of a right lane or two before 17th Street. 85 south is slow into town below North Druid Hills, and 75 south as you approach Howell Mill, and you stay on the brakes on the connector south in Midtown. Getting even more crowded on the inner loop, 285 east and south. Beginning in Sandy Springs, we're about to see those brake lights as you head through Spaghetti Junction all the way down to Highway 78. Updating the south side for us, it's Andrew Seco.
Well, right now, seeing a little bit of stoppage heading north through 75. Big Donna's looking a little tough. You were on and off the brake pedal from 155 up towards Jodica Road, exit 222. Smooth sailing all the way to the perimeter. As soon as you merge onto the outer, those brake lights catch you again. You are slowing and going from 675 and I-75 all the way over to I-20. That's exit 46. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com to schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Welcome in.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle the pressure.
Next in line, please.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really count on? It is. With 99.9% network reliability from Comcast Business. It's like this neat little bow.
Do you like that gift wrap?
Really ties it all together. Reliable internet for your business. It's not just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Switch to Comcast Business and get started with reliable internet and advanced security for $69 a month for 24 months with a 2-year contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 10/27/24. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 300 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
City of Hope. We're more than just a top-ranked cancer hospital. For over 100 years, we've been making breakthroughs, pushing the limits of what's possible, targeting cancer at the molecular level, pioneering treatments used worldwide. At City of Hope, your entire cancer-fighting team is bound together by a single mission: to cure your cancer. And now City of Hope is closer than ever, providing patients in Metro Atlanta the cancer care they deserve. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
You're ready for a new deck, but don't know where to start. You can DIY, use an unlicensed chuck in a truck, an overpriced luxury designer, or you can choose us. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors, and we do decks differently. We build beautiful, high-end decks at a reasonable price with lots of options. We're licensed and insured. We'll work with the materials you choose and stay within your budget. Call Nelson Exteriors for an extraordinary deck renovation. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by D. Geller and Son Jewelers. Our top story, the outer bands of Hurricane Milton are now lashing areas near Fort Myers. It spawned a number of tornadoes already. The catastrophic Category 3 storm just hours away from landfall in Florida.
We're prepared, but we're bracing for landfall sometime probably late this evening.
Governor Ron DeSantis says they've pre-staged hundreds of resources, including power crews. National Hurricane Center Director Michael Brennan says Hurricane Milton will create many dangerous situations.
So a large area is at risk of seeing devastating wind impacts, widespread power outages, structural damage, and that could lead to a very unsafe environment after the storm.
Milton is currently less than 100 miles southwest of Tampa. Even before landfall, over 86,000 customers are without power in Florida. The Coast Guard has planes and ships in place both north and south in advance of Hurricane Milton's arrival.
So that we can come in behind the storm and be first responders both in the air and on the water.
Coast Guard Rear Admiral Douglas Schofeld says that search and rescue, medical, and pollution response teams are also ready to go once the storm is gone. Georgia farmers face a long road to recovery after Hurricane Helene, and Senator John Ossoff is leading a bipartisan push to get them the money they desperately need.
Senator Ossoff says Congress needs to act swiftly once damage assessments are in and get Georgia farmers the help they need.
I'm pleased to announce that I've brought together 34 members of the United States Congress from both parties and in both chambers, urging congressional leadership.
He says agriculture disaster relief funding needs to happen fast. Otherwise, Georgia could have deep and lasting economic damage from Helene. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
79 degrees in Atlanta. While Florida suffers, we stay sunny for a while. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. As we update election 2024, Fulton County says they've spent millions and have a dedicated staff ready for this year's high-profile election.
We have trained over 2,000 poll workers, none of them hired by party affiliation.
Fulton County Elections Director Nadine Williams says they've streamlined processes in this new 6,000-foot elections hub for an efficient 2024 election, even as the state election board keeps changing rules weeks before the vote.
No matter what legislation is passed or what rules are passed, we have one goal, is to make sure all of the voices in Fulton County are heard. And we will adjust to make sure that happens, no matter what is thrown at us.
Early voting starts Tuesday the 15th. In Union City, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A Fulton County judge dismisses a petition demanding Governor Kemp investigate 3 members of the state election board over alleged ethics violations.
I am not persuaded that the petitioners have a clear right to require the governor to investigate and hold a hearing based on a private citizen's complaint.
After that ruling from Judge Ural Glanville, the plaintiffs say they will appeal. Georgia joins in on TikTok's legal troubles.
The social media company TikTok has failed twice to turn over relevant evidence in its ongoing multi-state investigation. So Georgia's Attorney General Chris Carr is joining 22 other AGs who are calling on a Tennessee court to enforce its order and require TikTok to produce documents and witnesses. The group's goal is to determine if TikTok is violating state consumer protection laws, and if so, hold them accountable for their role in harming the mental health of young children and teens. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
A big-time Metro Atlanta drug dealer is out of business.
It was an informant who alerted the DEA to what 31-year-old Victor Estrada was up to at his Walton County home. Agents videoed Estrada selling a kilo of crystal meth to the informant and then made the bust. A search of Estrada's home turned up nearly 50 pounds of meth, 99% pure, and agents say they found a cell phone with a recorded conversation of someone teaching Estrada how to make and sell the drug. Estrada got 25 years in prison. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
It is 5:34. This news sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic starts with Ashley Frasca.
That's us over your ride in Midtown Atlanta with this crash 7585 northbound before 17th Street, and the ladder truck is blocking the exit to get to 17th Street as well. That's been working for quite a while. Gridlocked back at 166 Langford Parkway and not much better southbound into town. 85 south really jammed in beginning below Claremont, 75 south from Howell Mill, and that's also now impacting the ride on the West Freeway in West Atlanta. I-20 eastbound heavy brake lights starting back at Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. 285, give us the worst of it. Veronica Harrell in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, the worst right now, Ashley, is over on that outer loop, 285 westbound. It slows from Peachtree Industrial Boulevard all the way down to I-20 on the west side. Again, just all volume. And also a stop-and-go ride, 285 eastbound as you leave Sandy Springs, Georgia 400, and make your way over into Clarkston around Memorial Drive. A Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
And now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies for this evening. Sunset around 7:15. Temperatures will be in the low 70s at that time, cooling down to the mid-50s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 76. Fair skies on Friday and cooler temperatures moving in. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the low 70s. This weekend, enjoy the blue skies, sunshine, dry weather. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
It's 80 in Conyers, 78 in Powder Springs, and 77 in Alpharetta. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Your roof has been working overtime lately. Heavy rain and severe storms have impacted our area again. So how did your roof hold up? Hey, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. Heavy rain and severe storms like we've had recently can expose roof leaks and lead to water damage. I recommend you schedule a free roof analysis with my roofer, Finley Roofing, the roof guys. If your roof is leaking or damaged, it's possible that you don't even see any signs yet, but you could see water inside. Look around. Check your attic, ceiling, drywall, and chimney area. Do you see dripping water, wet spots, or water streaks? If yes, think of Finley first. Finley Roofing is locally owned and operated. They always follow the golden rule to treat you right, and I trust them in my home. You can trust them too. Get peace of mind with no obligation and no charge. Schedule your free roof analysis at finleyroofing.com. Roof.
When it comes to beautiful, Superior Pro has over 26 years of experience transforming homes with new siding, providing you a 15-year labor warranty that gives peace of mind knowing you hired the best. Don't settle for a warranty that doesn't last. Superior Pro provides the best with the most experienced team. To get your free design consultation, visit SuperiorPro.com. Superior Pro, the pros to know.
A DUI conviction could be life-changing. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Fall is a busy time, and selling your home can be overwhelming. The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Mark Spain Real Estate's Guaranteed Offer allows you to bypass the market, skip the uncertainties of a traditional home sale, and close within days. No showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
All right.
What was that about? What were you saying?
Some things that I say off air I cannot bring to the general audience.
You going to go to the big Boo Bash here at the WSB, Eric?
I'm assuming that's some sort of stupid corporate Halloween
Boo
party.
Bash, yeah.
The Boo
Both going to be there.
Boo Bash, like woo.
Autumn.
Fresh milk.
There you go.
All you could drink.
You know, Dr. Joe goes to all these events. Why don't you go, Eric?
Well, Dr. Joe has the ego
Committed. He's
of,
committed.
Of a school bus.
School bus, yes.
And he's always going to get in front of the corporates and let
Always,
them know who he is and suck up to them.
Yep.
Give me that extra hour on Sunday night.
That's
Is
right.
this, is this one of those things where there's going to be some sort of contesting and
Yeah, you get prizes and all that good stuff.
I love going to work and being treated like a first grader.
Get candy. Maybe have trick-or-treat bags, maybe?
Should I say I'm not going to be there before I ask you when it is or after? And then
Oh, I'm busy that day, yeah. This is going to be...
Whatever day it is at whatever time of that day, I am busy, but go ahead and tell me when.
But it's before
I'd love to. I'm sorry, but you know me. I got a lot.
It's before the show on Wednesday the 30th, 11:30 to 1:30.
11:30 to 1:30.
Yeah. 11:30 to 1:30.
So what day was that again?
Wednesday the 30th.
Oh man, am I busy?
Man, that's the day you
The
have that thing,
30th.
right? With the guy?
I get
the thing.
the thing, and then after that, there's the other, this other thing I got going.
Yeah.
And then there's the kids.
Yeah, the kids.
You know, I can't
the
ignore
babies,
them.
The babies in your life.
I can't ignore the kids.
When is
I'd
the
love to be there, but no.
When's the last time you wore a Halloween costume?
Trick question.
He's wearing one right now. He's really good radio host.
I'm just
I'm
curious.
sorry. I don't mean that. It was just the joke that I had to press the gas on. I'm sorry.
I think I painted my face myself just an oddball, like I was some sort of science fiction character that didn't exist. And we went to a party, my wife and I, before she was my wife, with a friend of hers. And I think it was probably like 1990 or 1991.
That long?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was a cool thing that I just painted it all myself with a bunch of, if I was the new character in Kiss or something, I just created this more like David Bowie. And I remember having a good time, but I think that's the last time. It's the last time.
It's been
I
that
put,
long, Eric? Wow. That's a long
well,
time.
because Halloween
Remember
is
when
for
your kids were
children.
little and they would trick or treat, like you put on a.
Yeah, I would.
You look like a hobo.
No, I wouldn't dress up because I wasn't the kid. The kids would dress up. That's how it's supposed to
What
work.
if it was like
Halloween is a children's holiday.
But what if it's like the whole family affair? Like, you're Optimus Prime. You've got you got Jane being Megatron, and then you've got all the different Transformers. Did you guys ever have like a family event like that?
No.
Our little Decepticon.
Our little exactly.
Mistake-a-con, yeah.
I don't have any interest in dressing up and pretending I'm something else that I'm not.
Well,
I mean, I do it every day. I come in here and I pretend that I have something to say. Yeah, that's as far as I can go.
Adult-to-wean, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, adult-to-wean is on the rise.
Because it's about me.
You really did.
I stole it right away from you.
It's on the rise.
That's how I deal with my trauma and my pain is I own it.
I knew it. Trauma response.
Jared says it's on the rise, but I found last year when we had this discussion that parents and adults in the 50s and onward have had these costume things and parties in their basement.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, well, I've gone, even as a kid, I went to parties where, Dad was dressed up as Dracula or something.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
I'm going to suck your.
Okay, Mr. Henderson.
Come close to me.
No, that's
Come sit on
okay.
my
I'm
lap.
over here. I'm just bobbing for apples.
Call me Count Henderson.
Close your eyes. I have an apple for you. It's a Macintosh.
I think that's what it is, really, without getting too crude about it. I just don't trust adults who dress up and I don't.
No, like the cosplay?
What are you? No. What are you hiding? What are you trying to get away with on this particular evening where people can't recognize you?
It's just one night.
I'm a cynical person.
And everything's sexy. You have to be a sexy something. So.
Oh yeah.
So you could be
Well,
a
that's
sexy.
another thing.
That's just
sexy
chicks.
radio show host. There you go.
Well, that would be cosplay.
But she dresses like that every day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm a sexy racist. Ooh.
The biggest
I'm gonna
seller.
say the thing you don't like.
The biggest seller at Target this year. Nobody saw it.
Sexy racist.
The sexy racist costume. You'll hate him, but you'll be laughing the whole time. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have more Wellness Wednesday?
Well, did we answer the question about dizziness?
I don't. Yes, did we answer the question about dizziness? Or was that off
Yeah,
the
because
air?
we talked about your.
No, yeah, we worked on you off the air. Yes.
Oh, well, I wanted to mention this. Dr. Joe did something to me off air that I think was really spectacular.
Well, I wondered why you guys, pulled the curtain.
I can't talk about it. So I was telling you that I was dizzy. I'm dizzy. Been dizzy since I was a teenager. Basically, I'm just used to it. And Dr. Joe had me. We figured out it was my right
cerebellum.
Yeah. So I was, and then he had me windmill my arm 20 times in one direction, and then 20 times in the other direction. And that, listen.
Okay.
How dare you? I am trying.
And then I howled at the moon for 20 minutes.
I know that it sounds like that.
And then you're gonna bury these chicken bones.
But after,
Had some witch's urine.
but after it wasn't that maple. It wasn't that great autumn maple
No, it was
syrup.
from a witch.
I'm telling you something. After he had me do this, and then I closed my eyes again, and I didn't fall toward the way that I was falling earlier. He really showed me something there.
Yes,
so now I'm putting that into my new routine.
Yes.
After the treadmill, it's 20 windmills one way, 20 windmills the other way, and then
retest.
Retest.
Yes, because if you start falling, you can overstimulate the cerebellum. So,
This sounds stupid, but I'm telling you that it works.
During the break, I want you to do it to me.
Okay, absolutely.
Hey.
What?
I'm a jealous type.
You're not the only guy who gets the windmill treatment from
No,
Joe.
so you got to share, guys. Got to share.
Give him the old windmill.
Yeah.
And then you can give him the helicopter.
The guy is trying.
I've used that for balance for a number of years.
He is trying to make a living here, guys. Come on,
Yes,
let
I-
Dr. Joe make some money.
No, this is real neurological workup. And
I know that it is. These people,
That's
these
right,
clowns
yes.
are laughing. I know the results of the old
We
windmill.
treat a lot of patients with
you do.
vertigo. Yes.
All right.
All right, from Shape.com. This is in their health and well.
Shape.com.
Shape.com.
You don't tell me what the section is. Just
health and wellness. I'm just making sure
Page
that it's
35.
clarified. Yeah, I'm just making sure.
I know. I told him a long time
Written.
ago. I want to source these stories because it's not right just to like take headlines. But all I need to know is just the source. I don't
It was
need to know,
written by Chrissy
I don't
Brady.
need to know that it was updated at 8:13 on October 9th.
You can share this on Facebook, X, and Pinterest.
And she
All
went to
right.
Temple.
What's the story?
Story is
Morning Glory.
there are a lot of people in the wellness industry that are concerned about people not allowing themselves to cry, and the question has been
boo-hoo.
asked about whether if you're being forced to stop yourself from crying, is that healthy for you? Does that make sense?
No,
You're
but
not
I think
gonna
I
cry.
understand.
Is stopping your tears
Yeah,
bad? Is it unhealthy for you to stop
Yes.
yourself
Are
from
you
crying?
bottling it up inside as opposed to letting it out?
Yes.
Do we not all need a bit of catharsis, Dr. Joe?
That's exactly right.
Get
We
it
do.
out.
Yes.
Now, there's a time and a place, however.
Have a nice ugly
See,
cry.
my wife, if she's feeling bad, she'll cry anywhere. I think Autumn's the same way. She
yeah.
she embarrassed the hell out of me in an Olive
I've cried at many a bar.
Garden.
Well, you can pull out all that cash.
See, I don't like people
Yeah,
who
they're
cry
out.
at bars because I think they're saying, "Look at me and my problem."
Uh-huh.
Like we don't have. Oh, thanks a lot. You're the only one at the bar with problems.
But Olive
lady.
Garden is okay then, yeah.
No, it wasn't okay. She embarrassed the hell out of me by crying at the Olive Garden once.
Was it a breadstick issue or what was it?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Kind
I
of.
heard
I've
it
told
did
this
that.
story before.
Yeah.
Shall we retell
didn't
this
hear it,
story, Autumn? This great story
Sure.
between Autumn.
You owed
So-
me a bunch of money.
I
and
owed
you
her-
brought it in cash,
Uh-huh.
which
Yes.
is what you did back then.
Yes. I will tell
And
the story.
we-
I will tell the story.
Oh.
Because I was the one who was embarrassed. So that gives me the right to tell the story first. I have rights to the story. So I owed her $500.
Oh.
This is back in the Mad Pundit days.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, well, I'm going to stop at the Olive Garden. We'll have lunch and, I'll pay you. And I had it in cash.
Right.
So we get there, we're talking, and she's talking about her boyfriend at the time. And for some reason, she's upset with him. And just as after I hand her $500 in cash, this place was full. There are people everywhere.
Businessman.
So,
It wasn't an Olive Garden. It was like a business restaurant that you go for like on your lunch breaks. It was like all these dudes with button up.
Yeah. So it was all business to people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here I am, 20 years older than this lady. I'm handing her $500 as she's crying. What do you think everybody in the restaurant thought was happening?
I just given her a tip.
Yeah, and it made her cry.
Wasn't enough?
She's 20 years younger than me. I'm handing her $500 as she's crying. I walked out of the restaurant. I turned to everybody. I said, "It wasn't mine. I'm just helping out."
And they were like, yeah,
right.
okay. What do you? I don't even know what you're talking.
Ashley Frasca is watching 285 on the north side.
I thought that was the worst part of 285, but we just uncovered new trouble. All lanes are blocked right now by authorities on 285 northbound at Glenwood Road, trying to see what the cause of this outer loop delay is. So already bumper to bumper back to 675. I would recommend taking Moreland Avenue northbound instead to avoid this southeast perimeter because the downtown ride, that is cooked as you travel northbound up from 166 Langford Parkway. And look out for that stalled pickup truck still in the left lane in Marietta. That's 75 south past Elk Road. Northbound has been no fun up from 285 in Windy Hill. Slow almost all the way into Ackworth to 92. Updating the downtown ride, it's Andrew Seco.
Well, right now still seeing a little bit of trouble heading north on the connector. Looks like we are moving off to the right shoulder. We're not out of the woods yet with this crash. 7585 north at 17th Street. That's exit 251. Delays either direction on the connector with a volume. Ride and brakes from Langford Parkway to 17th Street and a little stoppage either side of I-20. The brake lights catch you at MLK Junior Drive. You're slowing and going over to Moreland Avenue. This sport's sponsored by Georgia Pathways. If you're uninsured and working, volunteering, or pursuing higher education, you may be eligible for free health insurance through Georgia Pathways. Visit pathways.georgia.gov to learn more. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks in Georgia.
State of emergency is extended for another week.
Across the U.S.
Hurricane Milton could be the worst storm in western Florida in more than a century.
And around the world.
The first anniversary of the deadly October 7th Hamas attacks on Israel.
We've got it covered.
Much of Tampa is yet to recover from Helene just over 2 weeks ago.
Nobody's ever okay after these type of situations.
She has been held hostage by Hamas terrorists.
Check back throughout the day for the latest details. 95.5 WSB.
For nearly 50 years, Shane Company has been Atlanta's most trusted family jeweler. We make finding your perfect engagement ring fun and easy. Because let's be honest, you might feel a little stressed out. We get it. That's why we do all the hard stuff. It's our job to bring you the biggest selection of beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones, amazing settings, and so many ways to customize. We've got your style and your price range covered. Atlanta, come in for a warm welcome and leave with your dream ring and an experience you'll never forget. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
The rental rush is here. Hey, it's Mark Aaron from my good friends at Renters Warehouse. With all the talk about commissions in the news lately, doesn't selling your house feel more volatile and uncertain than ever? Well, it does to me. It's one more reason why renting your home is so much smarter, especially when you hire my pals at Renters Warehouse to manage your property for you. Renting cuts through the confusion so you can be confident in your ability to earn monthly cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits for the long term. And with Renters Warehouse managing your property, you can sit back and collect the money. Tenants, they find the best. Rent, they collect for you. Maintenance request, they handle them 24/7, all for one low monthly flat fee, and they'll even warranty your tenants for free. Remember, selling is uncertain, but renting is reliable, especially with the experienced Renters Warehouse team on your side. Find out how much rent your home can get by visiting rwatlanta.com today. That's rwatlanta.com, or call 404-662-2322.
This is Coach Mark Richt, and I love Georgia. That's why I retired here after 35 years of coaching. I always support great Georgia companies like EMC Security. They protect my home and family, and if you don't use them to protect your home, you should. They're part of this community, and they care about it. They install incredible security products, provide great service, and are more affordable than any other company I looked at. So give them a call or visit them online at emcsecurity.com.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
All right. Dr. Joe, you want to tell people how to get more Dr. Joe? We'll get that out of the way, and then maybe do a couple more Wellness Wednesday stories.
Sunday nights right here, 8 to 10. I take calls on my show, so if you have any health questions, tune in.
Aren't you
I'm not
special?
as good as you. I need the help from the audience. You're the expert, you know. But Sunday nights, 8 to 10, we do podcasts. So follow me on social media. Just look up Dr. Joe Esposito. And if you have any questions or want to make an appointment, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. Just go to my website, drjoe, drjoe.com.
I saw on your socials. Did you speak at Life U recently?
I spoke.
That's
yes,
where he graduated.
Big
from.
conference, 1,700 doctors.
Okay.
Yes,
How about that?
all over the world.
How'd it go? Did anybody boo you? Did you get any hecklers?
No, they loved it, man. I've 40 years I've been I graduated 40 years ago. Isn't that
Yeah, we're
amazing?
getting old. I don't know
I
if you
know.
noticed. Well, actually, those days are over. We used to say we're getting old.
Yeah, we are old.
We're old.
We are old now, yeah.
We're
Nice.
old.
Yeah.
I first walked into a radio station in December of 1988. So
Oh.
I'm getting up there. I had a wayward sort of career.
Yes.
I wasn't as set coming out of my teens and into my early 20s as to what I wanted to do for a living. It took me a while until I was, I don't know, somewhere in my early 40s.
Then
Before
you
I
said,
realized, yeah, I kind of like radio.
I could do this, yeah.
I'll stick
Yeah.
around for here. So, well, very good. So they didn't yell at you or anything?
No, they loved it.
Now,
as
do
a
you
matter
give the
of fact.
same speech, or did you write a special speech for
No,
that one?
it was an anti-inflammatory lecture, the neurophysiology of inflammation and how it affects the brain and stuff like that. They loved it, though.
We all have too much inflammation. In our
Yes.
diets, I was reading, what can you do about that? I take the quercetin.
Well, quercetin will help, but
Don't eat
stop,
sugar.
Stop
No.
causing it is the key. You
Oh,
can
yeah,
take
that
the-
seems like it's too hard.
That's
Should I
too
take
much
2
work.
quercetin?
Take 2 quercetins. Yeah, that's much better for you then, yeah.
I'd rather eat things that inflame and then take a couple of pills that
anti-inflame, yes.
It's a wash, I figure.
Genius. Turmeric works too, you know.
Can I tell you one thing real quick?
Yeah.
You cut out bread and sugar for a week, and I've done this, and then I'm like, a week later, I'm like, I'm just going to eat it.
Yeah.
But you cut that out for a week, and that inflammation and pain,
Can I just say
gone.
this? Sugar, I think, is evil. And I would be willing to really focus on that. Difficult with my wife because she just doesn't want to hear it. I like bread.
I do too.
You know, I'm just getting. It helps me in overall dieting because I don't eat as much because bread fills my stomach up, Dr. Joe.
Oh.
So they say but a little bit of bread for me, what the hell? What are we saving here? 6, 7, 8 days at the end by living like this?
10 if you're lucky.
10 if you're lucky. Dr. Joe, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Ashley Frasca is watching I-20 for you.
We just flew in from the eastern suburbs along I-20 westbound. The ride on the East Freeway, it's not bad, especially headed home out to Lithonia. I-20 eastbound, just a touch of the brakes past Wesley Chapel, but we're starting to see the crowd leaving West Atlanta. I-20 westbound now pretty packed in, headed over from Lowry Boulevard, flowing spots to 285, and the worst of it trying to get home to Lithia Springs is as you pass Six Flags. The downtown ride certainly not getting any better, and you add evacuee traffic to that, so taking almost an hour. 75-85 north, 166 to 17th Street, and was held up by a crash that lingered in the right lane around 17th Street. Updating the ride from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, it's Veronica Harrell.
And it's a slow one. 85 northbound, you leave Chamblee Tucker Road and make your way up to just past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, getting the Norcross, and then just a little bit sluggish trying to get over into Duluth. And 85 northbound, watching some brake lights as you approach Highway 317. 400 northbound ride, bumper to bumper, leaving 285, getting through Sandy Springs, and 400 northbound over in Alpharetta. You're looking at delays starting back around Old Milton Parkway. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com and schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSP.
All my life I wore contacts with no problems, and a few years ago my reading gave out and I started having to wear reading glasses. After a while I got frustrated and I went to see Dr. Ashraf regarding my options. Instead of LASIK, I opted for laser optics procedure. Believe me, this is amazing. Most of my day I do not use any glasses, even for reading. As an added bonus, my insurance covered most of the cost.
Hi, this is Dr. Ashraf of the Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm proud to be one of the first physicians to offer the laser optics procedure. This procedure uses LASIK technology to improve your distance vision, but also helps to restore your reading vision. As a matter of fact, most of my patients are able to read a menu or see their phones without the need for reading glasses. So if you can relate to Bill's frustrations, come see me and see if you're a candidate for the laser optics procedure.
If you would like to learn more about the procedure and find out if you're covered by insurance, visit Atlanta2020.com. That's Atlanta2020.com.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye. Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and shocks and struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Mark Lloyd and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group understand that no matter how the 2024 presidential election shakes out, it's going to have a huge impact on your retirement. Now more than ever, it's important that you have a clear understanding of what's at stake with your finances, because as we've already seen, anything can happen. Major election surprises like the ones we've been seeing can potentially tip the balance on our economy. And on top of everything else, we also know our current tax rates are going to expire at the end of next year, and they'll go back up. Do you think your finances are ready for all of this? Well, Mark's election stress test can help find out. Schedule yours today with the Lloyd Advisory Group by calling or texting ELECTION to 770-766-5611. That's ELECTION to 770-766-5611. See how strong your plan really is. Call or text ELECTION to 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, a very dangerous hurricane now just hours away from landfall along Florida's west coast.
CBS News special report. President Biden says Hurricane Milton is a force to be reckoned with.
Currently, Milton is a Category 3 with wind speeds up to 120 miles per hour. But no one should be confused. It's still expected to be one of the most and worst destructive hurricanes to hit Florida in over a century.
Speaking from the White House, the president said if possible, get out of harm's way.
At this point, evacuation is probably difficult. So I encourage people to look for safer shelter. Sometimes moving just a few miles can mean the difference between life and death.
In the meantime, Biden urged residents not to be fooled by disinformation and misinformation, politicizing the preparation and response to Milton.
These lies are un-American, and there is simply no place for them. Not now, not ever.
CBS News special report. I'm Linda Kenyon.
78 degrees in Atlanta. Very quiet weather for us the next few days. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A Fulton County judge today rejects a lawsuit by Democrats demanding Governor Kemp investigate the state election board for ethics violations.
Judge Earl Glanville says the law requires formal charges be filed against a board member before the governor is required to act.
Not just a letter by the citizens.
In dismissing the case, he says plaintiffs have no standing to demand the governor launch that investigation.
There are a number of bodies that could take up the mantle of this particular issue that you've raised.
He says that could be the Attorney General or even the Inspector General. Attorney Wayne Kendall rejects the ruling.
We think it's improper and wrong.
They plan to file an immediate appeal. At the Fulton County Courthouse, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Fulton County officials reassure voters they are ready for the high-profile presidential election.
I just know that we have one goal, and that's just to make sure that the voices of Fulton County is heard, and that's all we're going to focus on.
Elections Director Nadine Williams says there is a dedicated trained staff ready. They'll have 2,200 trained poll workers. Early voting begins next Tuesday in Georgia. Long-running paycheck problems for DeKalb County teachers may soon be over. WSB's Steve Summers reports live now with how close the district is to cleaning up the mess.
Yeah, Bill, a new report just delivered to the school board says, among other things, the number of employees getting nothing on payday is down 36% in just 2 weeks, and the number of those with over or under pay situations is going down. District 7 board member Dr. Joyce Morley says that's all fine, but she sympathizes with employees who have been getting underpaid or not paid at all when the bills are due.
When I work, I want to get paid, and I'm not playing.
The district blames a new HR staff that's still training and a new payroll computer system that still has bugs for the paycheck problems. Hopes are everything will be fixed by October 30th. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
Gwinnett County Schools graduation rate is the highest in a decade. The class of 2024 graduation rate over 84%, an increase of more than 2% from the previous year. Superintendent Calvin Watts calls it encouraging. Watts says while the milestone is progress, he says there is still much work to be done. Gwinnett's rate is slightly lower than the statewide average of more than 85%. UGA wide receiver Colby Young is suspended from the team indefinitely after his arrest this week on charges of battery and assault of an unborn child. While not speaking specifically on Young's case, Georgia coach Kirby Smart admits finding an answer to the recent rash of player arrests is not easy.
I certainly recognize we got to do a better job
But it's hard. It's hard on our staff because we got really good kids.
The Bulldogs coach says he wants his players to make better decisions off the field, and he takes responsibility for that. It is now 6:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic starts with Ashley Frasca.
Believe it or not, it seems to be getting a little bit better for that ride into Kennesaw 75 North, though it is still very thick, filled in from Windy Hill to Barrett Parkway. 575 northbound, still a little lighter than normal. They haven't set up any paving yet, of course, so sluggish getting up to 92. Traffic trooper Kevin just spotted a crash. He tells us it's in the left lane, 400 northbound at McFarland Parkway. You see brake lights beginning back around Haynesbridge. Not too bad. The worst of it, though, in Sandy Springs, just trying to get up to the North Springs MARTA station. And 85 North has been very well behaved. Slowest ride is before and after 285 Spaghetti Junction and a little heavy through Swanee. Update us on the southeast perimeter in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. It's Andrew Seco.
Crowded coming up from the airport earlier. Stall just moved out of active travel lanes, but the outer loop still looking really tough. The delays catch you at 675. You're slowing and going all the way to Glenwood Road. That's exit 44. Elsewhere, seeing the worst of it in and around Spaghetti Junction. Merging on to 85, 285 east and westbound. The brake lights do not let you go from Peachtree Boulevard all the way down to Memorial Drive, exit 41. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. And here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies for this evening. Sunset around 7:15. Temperatures will be in the low 70s at that time, cooling down to the mid-50s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 76. Fair skies on Friday and cooler temperatures moving in. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the low 70s. This weekend, enjoy the blue skies, sunshine, dry weather. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
It's 79 in Flowery Branch, 76 in Sandy Springs, and 78 in Morrow. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Saw this from Billboard. I was going to say magazine, but online, whatever. I don't think magazines exist anymore.
Billboard.com.
Something along those lines, I'm guessing. Billie Eilish, you've heard of her, right? Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish says she never wants to talk about her sexuality or dating ever, ever, ever again.
Yeah.
Well, you were the one who kind of like made that a central theme of the latest album, the song Lunch.
Yeah.
I'd like to be around that girl for lunch, I believe, something along those lines. Says here that the multi-Grammy winner is the latest Vogue cover star, and the corresponding article opened up about embracing her sexuality in the public eye, and that she regrets being so honest about it. Quote, I wish no one knew anything about my sexuality or anything about my dating life ever, 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 she told the publication. And I hope that they never will again. And I'm never talking about my sexuality ever again. And I'm never talking about who I'm dating ever again. Now, here's the thing. She is getting to something here, and then I will interview Billie, who is just wake up. Maybe you need a cup of tea, maybe some coffee to have a conversation. Yeah. She continued, I guess I also underestimate that things I say will be blown up into the biggest news of the whole world. That's so unnatural. Now, this I agree with. I think that I don't listen to Billie Eilish all the time or anything, but I do find her to be interesting, and I do find her to be, her music is interesting, and I find her to be interesting. And you do have to remember, what is she, 22 now at this point? She's been around, what is she, 24?
She's been around a long time now.
Yeah, but she started when she was 15 or something, being famous.
Too old now. She's 22.
She's 22 years of age, which means there's an awful lot that she doesn't know yet. Now, when you're 22, you usually don't know that you don't know things. You're kind of convinced you know everything, and that's for everybody. But she seems to have a bigger picture here, and she says, we're all babies. We're all little kids growing up and learning ourselves. So I believe that she actually has learned a lesson here, which is don't go throw your stuff all over the place like that if you're not willing to deal with what comes after it, which is once you put it into the public square, then the people in the public figure it's fine for them to have their opinions as well. Whereas if you don't, so it's kind of a lesson learned, and it's kind of sad. She has to learn these lessons, in public while she's going through, everything you go through in your late teens and early 20s in front of everybody. I get all that, and I appreciate the fact that she's maybe going, that was a lesson learned. Maybe kind of blaming the media a little more than she should, because what you don't know, you don't know, and if you hadn't have brought it up. But then again, as an artist, if she wants to write about something, she should write about it. Maybe just made too much of a big deal about it. And also, yes? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Billy, what? Yes? Huh?
They made the big deal. I didn't do it.
No, I know that,
was
but...
trying to sing a song about pulling it to the side.
Can you just wake up for the conversation? I just need to have a conversation with you for a moment. If you can just kind of like sit up in bed, maybe we could maybe communicate with one another.
Is your brother Phineas running you through an auto-tune filter already, right now?
Jared always hates me.
That's not true. I've seen you twice. I think you're great.
Billie Eilish. Billy, you with us? While she naps. While she naps.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, name some others that are
Ariana Grande.
Sabrina Carpenter, Ariana Grande, Dua Lipa. What are male art? Justin Bieber.
He's out.
Yeah, he's kind of out of the game now.
Well,
how about Harry Styles?
Harry Styles. What I would say is just never care what anybody online on social media is saying about you ever. Ever. Do you know how long we've had celebrities, musicians, singers, artists of all kinds in this country when we didn't have social media? It still worked. People were famous. They put out their thing. There is no need for Billie Eilish to be engaging with her audience on social media or caring.
I don't.
No, I know, but you're reading, and that bothers you.
Yeah, well.
Well, stop reading it. Why do people find it so hard?
My parents I grew up very wealthy. So
I know that.
You don't think Mozart had social media back in the day?
No, I don't. Well, I don't
Mozart?
understand. Mozart. Don't be a dummy who says Mozart.
I said Mozart. What did I say?
I thought I heard Mozart.
Mozart.
Whenever I hear Mozart, it's.
I love Mozart.
You gotta throw.
Bam, bang, a dang, a dang, bang, bang.
Mozart. The T that doesn't exist is there, folks. Yeah. It's Mozart. Is that your dog barking in the background? Do you have?
It's a neighbor. I'm outside. Remember?
Your neighbor? Your neighbor is.
She's in her car.
It's a neighbor.
A woman is barking. Oh, you're doing the show from a parking lot today.
You're under a
from
bridge.
The car.
From
a rich neighborhood near the water.
You're on
the water.
Is that where do you work on Wednesdays that you have to do the show from the parking lot?
It's not a parking lot. It's a neighborhood. I drive over just across the street from where I do trivia on Wednesdays, and I park in a neighborhood.
Do the
like
neighbors find it strange that you sit
no,
there for
I did
4
make friends
hours?
With one. I know. So I parked outside of this person's house, and they usually come home like around 5 or so. And they came up and talked to me, and I explained what I was doing, and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then I waved to them, "Hi."
And
then because they had a big oak tree that cast a shadow on the road where I would park, so it was nice and cool. Because I'm so hot.
Immediate went on to it. What's that? What's that web? The social thing for the neighborhood?
Oh yeah, next door.
Oh, next door. Yeah.
Our creepy women are doing radio.
The things that
and
people
my
on
car is
Nextdoor.
so noticeable too because it's green.
Yeah, yeah. So they don't mind that for 4 hours every Wednesday you park under this tree and do a radio show.
Well, I moved recently because the weather's changed. I'll send you a picture. I'm right by like a little bay. It's like a beautiful docks and it's lovely.
And what's the job? Are you working at a bank now or something? What's the job?
It's trivia, yo.
Oh, it's a different trivia place.
I do trivia on Mondays and Wednesdays, 2 different places.
And what sort of place is this? Mexican restaurant, Italian? What do we got going?
It's German.
Pub? Oh, it's a German.
It's German. So when I first started there,
I
uns Trivia Haus.
Wow, and it's Oktoberfest now too.
Yeah.
So you're
This man fixed our economy.
It's been busy, but when I first started and I filled out some like tax whatever, the person that owns the place, he was like, "Oh, Fisher," with a nice German spelling, and I got a little scared.
You got a little creeped out, huh?
Yeah,
Let me show you the memorabilia we keep in the bag.
Exactly. That is not the case, but it still creeped me out.
Hitler was a bad man, but he really has destroyed the whole German. Before Hitler,
German pride.
Well, before I read this book, it was a great book. It was all about everything that Germany gave to the world before Hitler. I mean, but you just can't get past Hitler. He's just this large thing that you can't get past. But before the rise, let's just go before 1920 when Hitler was just causing any kind of.
Okay.
Now, of course, they did agitate and get us into World War I. Let's go before 1914.
They had no choice.
I know, but there was all.
The printing press. That's a big one.
Are you kidding? Yeah, I mean, so much art, so much. Do you know all of Europe is basically German? It all derived, like all of Europe basically is German tribes going all over the place.
All the royal families.
That's not exactly true, but it's very true that German blood is all. But this GD Hitler has just destroyed everything. Because nobody can say, the German people, they've given so much to the world. Because, what, Hitler?
Literally.
And then you're just like, okay, you got me.
Just putting it in Google here, and immediately the AI search comes up with diesel engine, X-ray machine, aspirin, motorcycle, gas-powered vehicle,
Volkswagen
printing press, accordion.
The wagon of the people.
None of the accordion.
Wagner? The accordion?
Yeah.
What would we do without the accordion in our daily lives?
His life to Germany.
I always knew he was a Nazi. I always knew there was something shifty in the way that Weird Al making fun of everything because he knows he's better. Yeah. I know where this comes from. But that's just the things that were invented. What about all the artists? What about all the great artists, painters, musicians?
I just clicked the down arrow here. Here's some
what about
things.
Freud? Was he German? I can't remember.
Yes.
More
Kraftwerk. They were, in fact, German.
More
pastries.
Pastries?
Sure, some German pastries.
Well, okay,
chocolates.
but I think the concept of pastries, though, I'm assuming came from the French. I don't know why.
All right, I'm not saying pastries.
I was
any
assuming
pastry.
Our livelihood, no.
I'll
Microphone.
tell you what, when she does these shows from parking lots, she's very touchy.
Guys, a big one. Microphone, invented before Hitler in Germany. How
What?
about that?
See, okay, if you enjoy this radio show,
Thank you, German.
thank you, German.
That should be a new thing. Thank you, German.
Kiss me, I'm German.
It should be the new slogan of Germany. Germany, we're more than Hitler. Ashley Frask is keeping an eye on downtown for you.
That's right. The brake lights just keep on coming in downtown Atlanta, 75-85 northbound. We got close to an hour at the worst point this afternoon to go the connector north from Langford Parkway all the way up to 17th Street, and it's pretty steady that entire way. 85 south, the worst of that brake lights begin just before Georgia 400. 400 south, a little crowded in from Lennox Road at Buckhead this afternoon, and 75 south starts to jam in before Howell Mill. Going up to Alpharetta to check on that crash that was reported in the left lane. 400 northbound at McFarland Parkway, though the worst ride is certainly 75 north, trying to get home into Kennesaw today. New trouble on the southeast perimeter. It's Veronica Harrell at 285.
Yes, a crash. 285 eastbound, the outer loop, right around Boulder Crest Road, exit 51. Got a right lane taken out. Your delays are going to stretch back to around Moreland Avenue. Now, the rest of 285, that's just all volume. 285 east southbound, you're on the brake lights from Georgia 400. So Sandy Springs down to Highway 78, getting over into Clarkston. And 285 westbound, southbound, just on and off the brakes, leaving Dunwoody down to I-20 on the west side of town. This report brought to you by Stone Mountain Park. It's Stone Mountain Park's biggest pumpkin festival ever with the all-new Cinderella's Magical Flight now through November 3rd. So much to do, so close to home. Tickets at stonemountainpark.com. The Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks in Georgia, Rockdale County residents are still under a partial shelter-in-place order across the U.S.
Most of Florida's west coast now under a hurricane or tropical storm warning.
And around the world.
Israeli tanks rumbling into northern Gaza for the third time since the war began.
We've got it covered.
We'll have a shelter in place from the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Atlanta Motor Speedway opening up for hurricane evacuees.
Israeli airstrikes at a mosque and a school.
Check back throughout the day for the latest details. 95.5 WSB.
You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world, so why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you could find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring your personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring, so explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Superior Pro has over 26 years of experience installing windows, leaving you with peace of mind knowing that everything is done right. The lifetime labor warranty reminds you every day of the top quality, energy efficient decision you made. Now, for a limited time, we're offering 25% off an entire house of windows. For experience that lasts, visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
The 27th annual Motul Petit Le Mans arrives at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, October 9th through the 12th for 4 days of world-class sports car racing and fan activities. Strap in for the 10-hour IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season finale and round out the weekend with a Fox Factory 120, Experience Corvette, BMW, Lamborghini, Lexus, Ferrari, Porsche, Audi, and more. Kids 12 and under are admitted free with ticket and adult. Get more details and tickets at roadatlanta.com.
Fall's a busy time and selling your home can be overwhelming. It's Eric Erickson here. Listen, the guaranteed offer for Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. There are no showings, no open houses, no costly repairs. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com.
So the hurricane, maximum sustained winds of 112 miles per hour, was moving north-northeast at 17 miles per hour as of 5 p.m. I'll tell you this, I hope everybody is safe and is going to remain safe. I know Atlanta Motor Speedway has opened up their campgrounds. I'm sure that's filling up. I know that 75 was just absolutely stacked and packed down in Florida coming up into Georgia. So I hope everybody gets to where they need to go safe. We actually have, no, there's no people involved here because everyone we know is gone. It's just a matter of property, but we just happen to have a very valuable asset in our family, a home in Sarasota. So, and a few days ago, we don't have anybody down there, and the lady next door who we know is too old to be putting up hurricane shutters. So, by the time we were trying to find somebody to put up hurricane shutters because we couldn't get down there because of Helene, basically they all had a bunch of business concerning Helene, and then everybody was evacuating for Milton. So, and my wife has been just seeing the hurricane updates constantly, and it's like there's nothing that we can do. You know, I'm just not one of these. My wife has just had it on 24/7.
Wallpapered on.
I get updated. Well, now it's coming this way, and they say it's going to go do this, and they said, well, they said this, but now they're saying that, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't want to be rude, but there's nothing I don't understand just watching something when there's nothing that you can do, and it's kind of a thing where I just say, well, honey, we're just going to have to cross our fingers. Well, you know, it's going.
It gives people a sense of control.
Does it?
It's something that's out of control.
Yeah.
But if you watch it, then somehow you're participating in it, and so it just gives you a feeling of more control.
I just always feel helpless. You know, this has happened at after Helene. You know, my wife was watching all the horrible stuff that was happening, Appalachia and all that, and I'm the same way. And I come off as unfeeling, but I'm not unfeeling. It's just when a tragedy, in that situation, when a tragedy is unfolding, I wake up, I read a long article about it, and then that's it, because I just feel helpless. It doesn't, whether it's people who are going through tragedy and I can't help them, you know, I would see the story, read the story. Is there some way we can help? Okay, we can send money. And once we do those things, I just don't see what continually. And my wife will keep coming back and be like, oh, this is a story about a guy and his son. I know what's going on. I know it's terrible. I know there's nothing that I can do about it. And I wish everybody involved the absolute best of luck. But I just don't understand what just staring at it continuously does for people, because it just makes me feel helpless. Whether it's in the aftermath or knowing that we have a piece of property that could get destroyed, I don't know. There's nothing I can do. So why do I want to think about it? I'll just, hey, honey, tomorrow we'll wake up and we'll know.
Watching both of these two hurricanes reminds you of how grateful we should be that we have this technology where we can track it like we do. Could you imagine living in a time where you could not track these storms?
Well, no, it was easier then. You just recognized that you had done something to upset God, and you just,
Yes, okay.
you just, hey, let's not,
Okay.
as a village, let's not do that again.
Okay.
I don't know, Jim's teenage girl, I don't know, might be her. She's acting kind of strange. Maybe we ought to, if we kick her out of the village, maybe no more of these storms.
Throw her into the eye.
Yeah, I think it was easier back then.
She could be going through puberty, or she's a witch.
Yeah, you know what? Let's not take the chance.
Most likely both.
Sacrifice her just to make sure. Oh, I know she's kind and all that, but, for the good of the village.
That's right.
Sometimes things have to be done. So I think it was easier then when you just, every time there was a storm, back before we had science, right? People just thought, so we pissed off the gods somehow. We got to stop doing that.
But
like the Greek and Roman mythological gods, they're kind of cool because they're petty, like human beings.
Oh, especially
and they're
the
like
Greek gods.
they want revenge and stuff.
Like Ares. Ares has got a lot of problems.
Like you're
The
a
god of
god.
war.
You're a god. Why are you jealous of some? And then you had Zeus.
He was
Zeus,
the god of all.
I know,
He
but
slept
he was
with
like,
everybody.
And he'd turn into a bird and sleep with people.
That's
He
kind
had
of kinky.
I think he slept with his own daughter, too, didn't
Oh, he
Zeus?
slept with everything. Yeah, he did.
Half daughter.
That was all Greek to me.
Now, here's the thing. If you're Zeus, everyone's your daughter. So
I guess that's fair.
not really all that strange. But one time he pretended to be an eagle and then had sex with some other demigod or something. What I'm saying is I'm not endorsing these ideas. I just think that as gods go, give me the petty, revenge-minded. The people that. I want gods that you can imagine working with you in cubicle land, which is basically what the Greeks and the Romans gave us. Ashley Frasca, still checking out 285.
The latest crash we've had is the southeast perimeter at a right lane, 285 eastbound at Boulder Crest, and it's light past that now as you make your way up to the earlier trouble that blocked the lane at Glenwood. 285 east and south, the worst part of the perimeter. The delays begin at Georgia 400 heavy all the way through Spaghetti Junction and southbound to Highway 78. And then checking the downtown ride, really not much change. You're not moving fast, certainly 75, 85 northbound, about 40 minutes, 166 up to 17th Street. 85 northbound now getting a little crowded, maybe new trouble at Claremont Road. With the update on I-20 in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, it's Andrew Seco.
Well, it looks like we might have some new trouble leaving the heart of Atlanta. Looking like a crash in the right lane, 20 westbound at Langhorne Street. That is exit 54. Jamming you up, leaving the heart of downtown elsewhere. Looking at brake lights outbound towards Lithia Springs. You are on and off that pedal from it looks like from Fulton Industrial all the way past Thornton Road. That's exit 44. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit reliableair.com to schedule a free consultation. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where AquaGuard comes in, a Groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at aquaguard.net/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details. The following is a paid commercial announcement.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out-of-pocket annually. But more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
Mark Lloyd and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group understand that no matter how the 2024 presidential election shakes out, it's going to have a huge impact on your retirement. Now more than ever, it's important that you have a clear understanding of what's at stake with your finances because, as we've already seen, anything could happen. Major election surprises like the ones we've been seeing can potentially tip the balance on our economy. And on top of everything else, we also know our current tax rates are going to expire at the end of next year, and they'll go back up. Do you think your finances are ready for all of this? Well, Mark's election stress test can help find out. Schedule yours today with the Lloyd Advisory Group by calling or texting ELECTION to 770-766-5611. That's election to 770-766-5611. See how strong your plan really is. Call or text election to 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group.
Well, it looks like Hurricane Helene has made itself known in a big way. If you had high winds, falling branches, or hail in your area, be prepared. You may get a lot of roofers banging on your door. Be careful, as many won't have experience or even be from Georgia. It's Mark Aaron back from my pals at Dr. Roof. Don't risk your home with someone you don't know. Trust the roofer myself and over 100,000 of my fellow Atlantans have used for over 35 years. Dr. Roof, local, and they care about you and your family with the best warranties for your roof and your peace of mind. Online at drroof.com.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top story, Florida's west coast battered by Hurricane Milton. Landfall could be hours away.
CBS News special report. President Biden says Hurricane Milton has not yet made landfall in Florida, but
already we're seeing impacts from the storm, including significant winds and heavy rain.
Addressing the nation, the president praised the response to Hurricane Helene and the preparation for Milton.
As difficult as these days and weeks have been, we've seen incredible courage by so many of our fellow Americans. I want to thank all the first responders for running toward danger instead of away from it.
CBS's Scott McFarland says the president cautioned against politically charged misinformation about the hurricanes.
Noteworthy how much time and energy was spent in the administration at the White House simply pushing back on the misinformation. First of all, that the government controls the weather, that FEMA is somehow an operation trying to seize land.
CBS News special report. I'm Linda Kenyon.
And among those called out by President Biden for spreading what he says is misinformation about the storm is a Georgia Republican.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid.
The president says it has to stop. 77 degrees in Atlanta as Milton makes landfall in Florida. Does it have any impact on our weather? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. Following Hurricane Helene, Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff leads a bipartisan effort to make sure farmers have the money they need to recover.
Senator Jon Ossoff says he has brought together 34 members of both chambers of Congress, Democrats and Republicans, to push for disaster relief funding for Georgia farmers, growers and producers.
As soon as possible upon completion of damage assessments, we need to write this legislation. We need to pass this legislation.
Andy says the damage from Helene was significant. Up to 35% of Georgia's cotton crop destroyed, up to 30% of peanuts lost, more than 200 poultry houses seriously damaged or destroyed, and 4 million acres of timberlands destroyed. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Updating election 2024, Fulton County prepares for all possibilities as early voting in the general election begins next week.
I can say to the world that Fulton County, Georgia is ready.
Fulton County Commission Chairman Rob Pitts knows they will again draw the eyes of the world in the presidential election. A new $30 million 6,000-foot elections hub streamlines every aspect of the process.
I believe that there's no comparable facility anywhere in the United States of America.
Fulton's Elections Board Chair Sherry Allen says they're tweaking processes to comply with the state election board rule changes.
I don't have any questions. I am an officer of the court, and I follow the rule of law.
In Union City, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A Fulton County judge today dismisses a petition demanding Governor Kemp investigate 3 members of the state election board over alleged ethics violations. Judge Ural Glanville says other agencies or entities could do an investigation.
The Attorney General could do it, the Office of Administrative Hearings could do it, and then also the Inspector General could do it.
After the ruling, the plaintiffs say they will appeal. One of Fulton County's most wanted is now locked up.
Ramon Robinson had been on the run since 2019, but this week Fulton County's fugitive unit took him into custody at an extended stay on Terra Boulevard in Clayton County. Robinson is facing 8 charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, cruelty to children, battery, and criminal damage to property. Ramon's original charges included choking and punching his girlfriend in front of the victim's 6-year-old child. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia's Attorney General joins a lawsuit against TikTok. Chris Carr is joining more than 20 other states, urging a Tennessee court to enforce its order to require TikTok to produce evidence in an ongoing investigation. It is trying to determine if the social media site harms the mental health of children and teenagers. It is now 6:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and Triple Team Traffic starts with Ashley Frasca.
Smoke is visible on the southwest perimeter. Traffic Trooper Ann tells us this car fire is 85 north on the long ramp to 285, so that's going to start to back up your right as you make your way up from Union City. Maybe a left lane block there. Smoke visible again as you're traveling both directions on 285 there on the southwest perimeter, and still pretty crowded getting through Sandy Springs and Dunwoody. 285 east and southbound, maybe new trouble just in the clearing stages past Chamblee Tucker, and 285 eastbound still dealing with the trouble at Boulder Crest. Checking the downtown rides in the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Veronica Harrell.
And right now is a slow one still. 75 southbound packs in around Northside Drive. 400 southbound, you're looking at delays out of Buckhead. 85 southbound on the brakes as you approach Georgia 400. And then on the connector northbound, still a struggle. 75, 85 northbound coming up from Langford, 166. A Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies for this evening. Sunset around 7:15. Temperatures will be in the low 70s at that time, cooling down to the mid-50s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 76. Fair skies on Friday and cooler temperatures moving in. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the low 70s. This weekend, enjoy the blue skies, sunshine, dry weather. Morning lows in the upper 40s, low 50s. Daytime highs in the upper 70s to low 80s.
And we are now hearing that Hurricane Milton could make landfall in less than 90 minutes now on Florida's west coast. And right now it is a Category 3 storm. Right now in Midtown Atlanta, 77 degrees, 74 in Dunwoody, 79 in College Park. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, it's Scott Slade from iRoofer, FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, FGA has them all. Make the choice that keeps your home safe and dry while blending beauty, craftsmanship, and longevity. FGA Roofing. Go to firstgaroof.com.
A DUI conviction might cost you your license. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
This is Greg Trusinski from the Original Mattress Factory. I want to share the story of a couple I worked with recently. After receiving a quote from a competitor for a mattress, they visited OMF and found a mattress that was a great fit for them. They were so pleased with our quality and value that they ended up purchasing 2 mattresses, a box spring, headboard, and frame. Their total at OMF was roughly $400 less than what they would have spent on just the one mattress at the competitor. If you're ready to get better sleep for less, visit us at originalmattress.com.
Hey, the holiday season's right around the corner, and you know what that means. Good times. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. What it really means, though, is that we'll start entertaining people at our house. Real people. And we all know that when real people show up at our house, that's a lousy time to have plumbing issues, like clogged drains in the kitchen or in the bathroom. Fortunately, we have Mr. Plumber on our side. Mr. Plumber, a Coolray company, is here to save the day with their Fix It or It's Free deal. Simply contact Mr. Plumber during October and tell them about your clogged drain or your slow draining sink. A Mr. Plumber certified technician will come out, find and fix the problem for only $99. If they can't unclog it, you pay nothing. Simply go to MrPlumberAtlanta.com to set your appointment. No phone calls, no waiting on hold. Just set your appointment for a time that's convenient for you. My money's on a clean drain. Mr. Plumber, Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Well, I believe that we need to try to get some of these thousands of open mics off the table.
That's very kind of you.
I'm talking about a lightning round.
Whoa, we haven't done that in a while.
Let's do it.
Your open mics from the WSB radio app.
I'm just look at this list. I don't even know if they're good or they're bad. I just don't want to see them tomorrow.
All right, let's go.
What do you think? What would you say the oldest left open mic is on this list?
Oh, it's in order here. Let me actually let me play this one, and I'll start from the bottom of the list.
Hold on. Go ahead.
A lot of people have been challenging you, Eric, on what you should talk about in your show. This person thinks differently.
You know, Eric Von Hessler, if you want to talk about sports for 3 minutes or for 30 minutes, it's your show. Go right ahead. I happen to appreciate everything that you guys talk about, along with some entertainment. 79 degrees at 3:32.
There is a listener who gets it.
Now, this is the oldest open mic in the bin here.
Hey, Eric, your PSA shouldn't be wash your sex toys. It should be exercise your brain, right in cursive. It's 7:46 and the temperature in Brazelton is 67 degrees.
What was that? Sorry, the lightning.
How am I going to enjoy myself if I'm writing in cursive? I don't get it.
Well, it's
easier.
Keep that brain going.
I have beautiful penmanship, and I love writing in cursive.
Do you?
Yes.
My mother had beautiful penmanship. I have the worst chicken scratch. Although Jared's
she
is
learned
actually
the Palmer
worse than
method,
mine.
Right?
Was that what they were teaching in the 40s? I don't know.
You know
Whenever
how
she's
like
going to school.
every person of a certain age that is older, they all write the same way. They all have the same cursive handwriting. It's because they were taught the Palmer method.
But I don't know why they stopped teaching it. I mean, because
know
my
either,
mother
but, my
had
kids,
this beautiful handwriting, just absolutely beautiful. Yes?
I thought that they weren't going to be teaching cursive, but my kids are learning cursive. My daughter in 5th grade, so that's good.
I guess it depends on the district.
It probably does.
Yeah.
I know that when I lived briefly with my mom in Chattanooga, left Atlanta, moved to Chattanooga for a little bit, they taught us cursive, and I came back to Georgia, and everybody was shocked that I was writing in cursive. Nobody had taught it down here.
Yeah,
Or
what's
learned it down here.
that?
Yeah.
What's that?
Sissy writing
What's
like
that?
My daddy said I can't talk in cursive.
All right, we're trying to blow through these open mics.
We've had this one for a while. It's a good one.
PVH, I had a little song I wanted to sing for you. Beetle bop 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 be dop, scoobity beep bop a doo. Who is it? Eric Von Hessler. Who is it? Beetle bop bop a doo.
I liked that.
I did too. Is he hitting on the fact that I'm a Beatles fan? Is that why the Beetle bebop to do was
I
in there?
assume, yes.
Yes, okay. Very nice.
Another old one here. This is somebody that...
Old, like there's a senior citizen leaving it, or the open mic itself is old?
Where's my medicine?
We've got a couple of those in there, believe it or not. I'm going from how long we have held on to them.
Yes.
There are obviously great open mics that don't make the cut sheet, but we just can't hold on to all of them here. This is a good one.
Obviously, it's not that great if it doesn't make the cut sheet.
Yeah, who are you talking to? Someone
I
specific?
don't want all the listeners to come after me because I know that people leave pointed open mics and then I don't get a chance to grab them.
Shut up.
Here we go.
Hey, Von Hessler Doctrine. Just catching up on the podcast from last Thursday. You were talking about when you get so many people in an area, there's bound to be some farting going on. We're talking about sports sidelines. As someone that has worked in college football for about 8 years now, it is a cocktail of smells down there. It is disgusting. Farting, sweat, smells like old milk. The pad smells. Everything smells. This is John from Tampa. It is 10:14 p.m. and a humid 82 degrees.
Of course,
Stay safe in
obviously,
Tampa.
that was probably left 2 weeks ago. So
I know, but still, stay safe.
stay safe.
Yeah, please stay safe down there.
Stay safe, and hopefully the smells get better. What was he talking about? Like a huddle?
Yeah,
or
no,
just like
just
on the
like the
sideline.
sideline in general.
Yeah, well, you would imagine. I mean, you got a bunch of guys that are. I mean, by the time you get to the second half, and people are like playing their brains out, yeah, it's going to stink like hell.
All right, this one's a thinker. This next one, you ready?
Yeah.
This message is for Eric Von Hessler. Our colossal national debt. When it all comes to a head one day, what's going to happen? Do we wake up broke one morning, our retirement accounts down 80%? Will the dollar be useless on the world market? What's going to happen, Eric? It's 60 degrees at 8 a.m. in Jefferson.
This is what I was saying earlier. I wish I would have jumped on the whole crypto thing many, many years ago when it was cheaper. Because I believe, now listen, there's a lot of scams that go on. This is what you always hear about. Well, there's a lot of scams that go on with crypto. Have you noticed all the scams with dollar bills?
Yeah.
And credit? I don't think crypto is inventing scams. Where there is money, there will be scams. But I like the original idea of Bitcoin, which was not run by a sovereign nation.
Decentralized digital currency.
And the reason that nations fight against this so much is because having your currency is such a huge part of the national zeitgeist of any sovereign nation. And leaders of the world do not want a universal payment system that they're not part of. Now, that does not make me an expert at all. So maybe somebody smarter than me on this could tell me why it's just a disaster and it should never happen. But this still somewhat libertarian-minded old person likes the idea of a currency that cannot be controlled by politicians anywhere in the world, because I don't like politicians anywhere in the world. Eric, you seem to be pretty favorable to Putin. Nope. Can't stand Putin. Can't stand Zelensky. Can't stand NATO. Can't stand anybody in the intelligence agencies. No. I don't like any of them. It's just that my brain can't be controlled to believe some are actually worse than others. They're all terrible. Now, every once in a while, you get like an Idi Amin who is like killing and eating people. All right, that's worse than others.
He was misunderstood.
That as well. Putin has a habit of poisoning his political enemies.
But they don't eat them.
No, that's true. You've never been accused of cannibalism.
They're eating the dogs.
You know, he gets a lot. You know, I find that the Donald Trump takes a lot more mockery when he says that they're eating the dogs than Joe Biden did when he claimed that his uncle was eaten by cannibals.
That's true.
It turned out that didn't happen either. Seems to me that's a much bigger claim. That was only a 2-day joke. It barely got off the ground. All right.
Hey, this is for the EVH show. I am a...
There's no such thing. Is there a new show here called the EVH show?
Hey, this is for the EVH show. I am a first-timer, short-timer. It is Friday morning, and I'm listening to the podcast, and I really wanted to know more about the adult Halloween thing, but Jared could never finish his story. What's up with that? Again, Friday morning, cloudy outside. Y'all have a good weekend.
I got a feeling that I wasn't here on that day because I don't remember that.
It was on Thursday when we talked about adult Halloween.
Halloween, right?
We had study surveys polls on Thursday last week. You left on Friday. We couldn't address that because
what is it that I was talking you down on? Do you have some good PR for adult Halloween that the audience might be interested in?
The facts are that more people than ever are actually buying decorations, buying Halloween candy, and
we're idiots,
and will participate in some kind of Halloween event.
I didn't say there aren't a bunch of idiots. I never said that there weren't a bunch of idiots. You know, it's the, what do they call it, late-stage capitalism. Now you got to convince people to spend as much on Halloween as they do on Christmas. And then you got to, so now not everybody, but a lot of more people are just decking out the outside of their homes for Halloween.
Inflatables outside.
There's that, and we used to always, there's like a skeleton or something like that.
A big skeleton.
But now it's there's Christmas lights for every occasion, for every holiday. Listen, pretty much everything has been bought. And so now we're just moving around deck chairs of the Titanic. And have you noticed that every place that you buy something from appears a little bit desperate? Can you buy something more? So what a surprise that more people are buying lights for Halloween. There's a lot of, I never said there weren't a lot of idiots out there. So I don't think that in any way I've gotten this wrong.
Okay, thank you.
We got one more here before we go to traffic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
The ladies have a lot to say.
Eric Von Hessler. Your show is just fine. This is Colette from Brookhaven, and you're doing a fine job. Just fine. See ya.
You're fine. Look at you. You're fine as hell.
Good looking, too.
Fine.
See ya. Look at that right there, huh?
Yeah, that's a sparkling hind end.
That's good looking.
Meaty.
That's a good looking behind. Ashley Frasca says there is, unfortunately, a car fire in southwest Atlanta.
It looks like the flames have been put out by the fire department, but they're still working in a couple of left lanes, 85 northbound on the southwest perimeter, long ramp to I-285, and that is starting to affect 285 south as you travel below Camp Creek Parkway. On the west side, 285 north and southbound, A little bit crowded trying to ramp onto I-20 West, headed home into the western suburbs, and delays continue downtown, pretty heavy on the connector north, getting past Freedom Parkway. Southbound now just sluggish through Midtown, almost to Georgia Tech. With the rides out of Sandy Springs, it's Andrew Seco.
Right now, seeing the worst of it heading south out of Sandy Springs into Brookhaven. 400 South is all jammed up. Brake lights starting at Peachtree Road all the way down to the downtown connector. Delays either side of 285 at 400. Then you are slowing and going 400 northbound from Hammond Drive all the way up to Northridge Road. That's exit 6. This report sponsored by John Foyne Associates personal injury law firm. Cars are smarter than ever. Bad drivers, not so much. Even the smartest cars can't stop you from getting hit by a bad driver. Don't get taken advantage of by the insurance company. Do the smart thing and call attorney John Foyne Associates today. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta,
Georgians are struggling more than ever.
if it's happening on the roads leading to
The
Atlanta,
alternate has really started to fill in now between Douglasville.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Now, both the Roswell Fire Department and Police Department will be stationed at that new building.
your 24/7 news source. Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Fall's a busy time and selling your home can be overwhelming. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. It's Eric Erickson here. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, skip the uncertainties of a traditional home sale, and close within days. No showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
I received a call one time, and the man said, "You probably won't call me back because I'm just a nobody." I immediately called him back. Nobody's a nobody.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I always wanted to be the lawyer who represented the little guy, the voiceless, the powerless.
I was rear-ended by a car probably doing about 50 or 55 miles an hour. My car caught on fire. I'm a paraplegic, so I couldn't get out of the car. They were struggling to get me out of the vehicle. After the accident, I gave Morgan & Morgan a call, and they understood what I was going through, and they were there to help me each step of the way. It made me feel that I had people behind my back to help me and resolve the case.
I represented him, and we did well because we get the chance to help people put their lives back together and to go on as best they can after a life-altering day. There's only one you, there's only one Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The integrity this company has is amazing. They are just unbelievable, start to finish.
Meteorologist Glenn Burns loves his Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows.
They made everything so easy. The planning, the installation was flawless, just a perfect job, and now it just makes such a difference in the house.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. In a perfect world, when you have a plumbing issue, you want a plumber that answers the phone when you call, shows up on time, respects your home, and tells you exactly what needs to be done, quotes you a price, and does the job right the first time. They appreciate your business, and Superior Plumbing becomes your plumber for life. Call Superior Plumbing to come fix your plumbing issues.
Superior, the honest one, call 770-422-PLUM.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad those arch supports are in my shoes.
The Good Feet Store. Walk-ins welcome, or visit goodfeet.com for more information.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care. And that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26-BIBLE.
We've lost dancing.
Hell yeah. Thank you, George.
This year we've had
Is this Fred?
Fred again.
Right, said Fred.
I'm too sexy for this crap.
You know, I was thinking about all the segments that we do. And you know me, I'm always thinking of the show, the good of the show. While you guys go off and do your thing with your other lives and, you know, Autumn pets her dog and, you know, all this kind of stuff. Me, Eric Von Hassler, never, ever, ever stops thinking about this show, the audience enjoyment, and always, even though the audience is growing by leaps and bounds, and we thank you for that. I was thinking, maybe we need some new segments. And then I thought about the fact that probably if I went back, I could probably just rediscover old segments that we've let go. Like I'm talking about the Quondam Von Hassler Doctrine before they put us on.
Quondam.
Before they put us on in the afternoons.
Well done.
I said Quondam, but that's okay.
Quondam.
Safe.
Yeah, Ty goes to the runner.
Go out and get me some Quondam.
I was surprised there weren't more jokes like that when it was the word of the day. I thought it was natural. I thought it was going to be condom jokes all the way. But you know what? I respect it. The doctrinaires, you don't go for the low-hanging fruit.
We're professionals.
I'm not going to go that far, but I do think in this situation, it was a good thing. You're not a professional because you come to the office wearing shorts from time to time.
That's true.
Again, I got Dr. Joe. It's like anytime I put on a sport coat, people, wow, what's going on with you? I'm a professional. I believe in dressing up to come to work, not like these morons who try to drag down the great legacy of WSB radio by wearing I'm talking about the Jerry Yamamotos and the Clark Howards of the world who decide that they should be able to wear shorts to work.
Clark Howard is
How
my
dare you?
inspiration to be able to wear shorts. And
That's
number one,
the problem,
and number one,
because the fish rots from the head down.
It is like 82 degrees outside.
Not in
still.
here.
Not in here, but when I leave here.
You know what? You know what? When it's 82 degrees outside, I still expect you to be a professional when you walk in here, my friend.
Can I wear those like zipper pants where I can just zip off the actual pant leg?
Oh, yeah. Be like an NBA player and just tear off the legs. And whoosh. We need you on the court, Jared.
All right.
Was that your Jared?
No.
Okay.
That was my sad courtside Jared.
I thought he may have
Okay. All right.
they've gone through puberty or something. All right, that music's telling us two things. Shut the hell up. Get the hell out. You know us. We always comply. We're good citizens. We never question authority. We do what we're told. Shelley Winter, I can see him. He's printing out pages and pages and pages of stories, most of which he won't get to, but the ones he does get to are going to entertain the hell out of you. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue on your journey. Do not piss off the genie.
Things still pretty smoky on the southwest perimeter from this car fire and a couple of left lanes to 85 north ramp to 285, and it is impacting 285 southbound coming down below Camp Creek Parkway, 285 westbound getting a little crowded looking at the smoke from Riverdale, and you have delays from South Atlanta Road on 285 south ramping onto I-20 on the west side, and those northbound delays on the inner loop. They begin at 166 Langford Parkway up to I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Air. Get a new AC system and pay nothing until 2025. Visit ReliableAir.com. Schedule a free consultation. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Money Update. From WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
You know, I travel about 30 weeks a year. I'm on the roads all over the country. There is not anywhere in the U.S. that I see people drive as badly as we do, except Miami. You really need to think about being much more careful on the roads here. You know, our auto insurance has gotten more expensive here than a lot of other places just because of how many wrecks we have here. So it's up to you and me to know that and back up some.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman of Hoffman Financial Group and the host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading and seeing and living through these days, from potential rate cuts to presidential elections, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place, you know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have